Yo, once again, we're back. This is We're Just the Messengers podcast. Of course, I'm Moe.
I'm Mike.
Got my dog Drew Money on the boards, of course. Do Wright Media Sundays.
How y'all feeling?
Feeling good,
man.
Got a friend in the show in the building, my dog Jorden. What's up with you, man?
What's the word? Cooling, man. Glad to be here. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right, baby.
Yeah, we good, man. We good.
I don't do this.
What's up with y'all, man? How y'all weekend been so far?
Weekend good, man.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Weekend was really good. First week, really getting acclimated in the spot. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
My dog fresh off the IR list.
Fresh off IR, I got on 2 shoes now. I feel good today, bro. Like real talk.
You had a boot?
Man, no, so last week, man. So the first shower I took in my spot, man. I'm getting out of the shit. You know, you don't have a mat in the shower yet. Man, I slipped and bust my foot up on the water stopper. Nail came off immediately, bro. Like I'm just sitting there trying to like not pass out from, you know.
Less shock factor.
Man, like the shock of the whole thing was more than just like the pain. I'm
no
just
embarrassment.
I'm like, bro, like what's going on right now?
You blessed the new shower in the worst way.
So, I'm good, man. You know, I was working on that bitch this whole week, so I'm good now. So,
Word.
you know, I'm just waiting to see if this toe bounce back.
It'll be a couple months, bro.
Yeah, man.
Give it time, bro. No petties
And the
in that
crazy
time.
shit, I just got a pedicure too. Like,
Oh,
just got
man.
one.
Ruin a good $50, $60. I don't know how much y'all.
Me and my daughter just went and got pedicures, and like I paid for her, I paid for me. I was like, damn, like all that money just
For
like,
nothing.
fuck. I wouldn't have got one if I knew that was gonna happen. Like, but anyways, I'm good though.
That's what's up, man. First start off, condolences to Black Rob family. He passed away yesterday.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. to Black Rob.
Rest in peace to him.
He died homeless, I heard.
That's what I heard too.
He had a GoFundMe up. He had like 28 raised. He trying to get to 50.
Now I was seeing I don't know if y'all remember the dude Mark Curry that was signed to Bad Boy.
Yeah.
He was posting a lot about it, and he was saying how before he passed away, the three of them, him, Rob, and Diddy got together, so everything, I guess they smoothed everything out.
Hopefully, she should be good.
So, you know, rest in peace to Black Rob, man. That's right
man.
after he started going left right after DMX passed. So
he made that video, like you could tell he mustered all his strength to give ex's condolences. So
that was kind of hard
sad.
to see, like So yeah, man, rest in peace to him.
So we want to start off first, man. They had a lot of bullshit going on. Columbia had Columbia represented, man.
They made up for their L, man.
Shout out to Columbia for redeeming themselves, man.
I thought
I didn't want to say that, but you know.
No, it gotta be said.
You know, Columbia, they raided the KKK, the little parade. They did their thing with that. And then they took like 80 steps back when
they dressed like Ray and Claude, Ray and Claude from Life, and they were shucking and jiving with
Blue Lives Matter
CPD
dancing parade. Like they would take like 80
Shameful.
steps back. And then they bounced back. Like I fuck with Cola, man. Like they doing their thing, man. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, you know, it's kind of redeemed from last year, because last year was nasty.
Yeah, but to update the listeners outside the region, we had this white guy. Was it Jonathan Petlin? Is his name? I don't care if I get his name wrong.
Yeah.
But basically, he was harassing this young black male around the neighborhood, questioning him. Talking about, I never seen you around here. Where you live at? I'll walk you there and all this. Him and his wife. Yeah. This is a tight-knit neighborhood. We keep. So basically, getting harassed for walking while being black, So look like the rest of the neighborhood. And people outside the neighborhood pulled up in front of this man's house. Just wanted him to come outside and talk for a little while. We're
not going to jump you.
Nigga pulled up on a jet ski.
I saw that. How the fuck he even got that shit on goddamn on that pavement like that?
Nothing beats being black, bro.
Nah, dude with COVID was the best part. You didn't see that?
No. Yeah. He was in the driveway.
Like, I got COVID.
And everybody backed up like, hold on. He was like, I'm here. I drove here from. I can't remember what he said, because he said he had COVID. And you see it was a cameraman in front of him. Like, it processed. He backed up 2 steps, and everybody like, oh, nah, this
nigga brought the spreaders out.
Yeah. He ain't say nothing about a vaccine.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, that shit was wild, man. It was good to see that though. Like,
yeah.
You gotta start letting these racist motherfuckers know, man. We ain't got time for the bullshit, man.
Immediately, like they immediately formed in front of that man house. Like,
it was like 24 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, like
As they should.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his wife, they got locked up for what was it?
I know it was like an assault.
It was an assault charge.
An
They
assault
both had
charge.
assault charges. I had an over under like when I was gonna see a barbecue grill out there. Honestly,
They would have had the barbecue out there.
We are us. We
bro,
we know what we do.
Where's the grill? Like, where's the grill?
It never ceases to amaze me. The lengths that they go to display their shit, man. This is just off the heels of having 2 shootings.
Right.
Of course, we got Derek Chauvin, his trial going on and shit like that. R.I.P. to the 13-year-old in Chicago. I want to make sure I get his name right.
It's like Alex something. I can't remember.
Yeah, Alex. I want to make sure.
But that was hard to watch footage. All of them are
in Chicago,
really,
right? Yeah, it was in Chicago.
Yeah.
I didn't see the video. If there was a video, I don't want to see the video.
Yeah.
Adam Toledo. Adam Toledo. RP to Adam Toledo. Just another unfortunate situation, man. And this is just like I just seen another video, and it might have been old, but it resurfaced. Of course, another white man threatened to shoot the police, beat the police ass, driving away.
They do everything to arrest them.
Yeah, like they always want to go toe to toe with them, or they tell them, oh, stop resisting and all this other shit, but you don't never think twice to shoot them. Never think twice. Like, it's always either a wrestle or you let them go. Like, I done seen a white man pull tasers out his body, hop in the cop car, drive off. Yeah. Like it was nothing.
They stay on cold, man.
Right. It's a challenge for them.
Yeah, they stay on cold, bro. Like, they stay on cold. That's all I can really say.
You can find Twitter threads of white women, white men saying all the things they did and got away with. You can find women saying they got caught with their husband's gun, or they smacked the cop trying to arrest them because they was drunk. Like they wear that like a badge of honor, the things they've gotten away with. And then you look at what black and brown, well, I'm black. You look at what black people get killed for, and it's practically nothing. Harmless looking people, but you'll have a 6'2", 280 white man getting in the truck, like you said, pulling tasers out his body, trying to run him down.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Yeah.
No RP to Daunte Wright. Cop said 26 years.
Right.
Oh, I thought I pulled out my gun. No, bitch. No,
Right.
you didn't.
Right.
No, you didn't. You know the difference. You know the difference between a gun and your taser. And then, from what I'm hearing, the gun and the taser not even supposed to be on the same side anyway.
No, you're not.
No.
And a gun is like 2 pounds, bro. Like,
Right,
a taser
seriously.
is like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You can flick that shit.
You know what's what, bro.
They be carrying 40s or 45s, like that the difference between that and the taser.
Exactly.
25.
I seen a cop lay down 4 niggas in the airport with a taser.
Right. And like 25 years on the job, nobody else in any other profession can get away with negligence after 25 years on the job.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? You don't know.
Even a rookie should know better, bro.
Right.
So when you think I'm gonna get somebody 26 years on a job, a pass for that, man? Like, it shit is sad, man. A 2-year-old, 20 years old, man.
Hands behind his back, handcuffed. Even though he like shimmy, swung his hip, got in the driver's seat. But what is he gonna do? What can he do?
My thing is, if it's multiple of y'all versus one, bruh, and there's no threat of anything, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't even have to pull out a taser. You can take this man down. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's always something. Like, always.
Constantly Minnesota too. Like
That's
every year.
Wild that Minnesota had
back-to-back years.
Yeah.
There's currently a trial going on.
Right.
And they already serving that up. They about to shut shit down before in anticipation of the verdict. So that's kind of letting me know, what's about to go down with that
the
as
fix
well.
is in.
So yeah, the fix is in. Like,
They be trying to throw bullshit in there, talking about he might have died from the exhaust and carbon monoxide or some other type of shit.
So you as a professional who I'm not sure what cops' oaths and shit are. My mother's a nurse. I know, like, she sees somebody passing out, she got to take care of them. You as a cop should be able to recognize, okay, the suspect is having an attack or some kind of reaction. You being a cop should have stopped for a minute. You should have been some kind of paramedic, some kind of caretaker. Even if that's your defense, if the cop told his lawyer, like, hey, he might have been having this, in the moment you should have recognized that and stopped it. So there's no justification for it. The whole defense is stupid.
Man, even with all that said, man, I watched this man have his knee on this man's neck for like 9 minutes.
9 minutes, bro.
Like it's no
30 seconds is long as fuck.
Yeah, in real time.
30 seconds is long as fuck to have
and
somebody.
the other cops just standing there. Like I can't get with no other like medical explanation for how he died. Like I just can't. Like
nigga put his hand in his pocket to add force to the shit. Like the nigga has his hand in his pocket, pushing his knee down on his neck. He wanted to kill this guy.
Yeah,
100%.
It was deliberate.
Like, come on, bro. Why is your hand in your pocket and you can see like his foot losing like grip?
Yeah, he had to reestablish it.
Reestablish that shit, and he still was pushing using his hand, his upper body force to push this shit on this nigga's neck. That's why.
Yeah.
It's murder.
Oh, 100%. But
1,000.
I even think they need to change the what qualifies as first degree murder too.
Right.
Because they say it's premeditated.
Right.
But I think other things could be under first degree murder. Like if it's blatant, it don't necessarily got to be premeditated, bro. Like you could just pull up on somebody, shoot a motherfucker for nothing, or if they have no type of a threat, you could just kill somebody if you want to. But that'll be under second or third. First is just strictly premeditated, and I feel like that shit should be changed.
I think they gave Shorty who killed this new dude Daunte. I think they gave her manslaughter or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's based off of it's like was it second?
I think it was involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah,
Some shit like that, yeah.
know,
But based off of that would be the correct charge because if they was to try to hit her with first degree murder, she'll walk.
She would beat it, yeah.
That's just like old girl who killed Botham. She got 10, she'll probably be out in 3.
Right. Which that was.
And that's almost up. That's almost up for her.
Yeah. All it takes is
And
one.
to me, that's first degree right there.
Seriously. You can't make that mistake.
No, there's no way you can.
Dude, come on, man. You thought you was in your apartment? Like, come on. Y'all got the same. At what point did you see him and shoot him? Y'all got the same decor up until that point? Yeah, he got the same vase as you? Same carpet, same rug? That don't make no fucking sense.
You know when you walk up in your spot, what's your shit?
Right.
Like, come on,
Right.
man. Like, what we talking about?
My shoes at the door.
Yeah.
Certain shit is set. Certain shit is set.
Some you forgot to put away before you went to work. You know how it is.
It's like I said, man, I've become like, in a sense, kind of desensitized to a lot of this shit because I even think about you with Daunte, right? Being that he was 20 years old, man. And I think about what I was doing at 20 years old. And it's like, bro, you really just getting your life started. And on top of that, he had a kid.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, man, all I can say is condolences. And it's just a replay. You got the parents on CNN, Fox, whatever again, talking about my son this.
Yeah.
My daughter was this. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it's the same shit, man. It's just like, when is enough going to be enough? And like I said, we spoke about this on the podcast before. These cops move the way they do because they have no type of discipline as far as like what they can lose. It's like they're protected. They don't have to worry about losing a pension or getting automatic time. No. Like I said, they should get an automatic 10 for even just shooting an unarmed person and killing.
Right.
Killing. That's even before a trial sets in. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, if you hit their pension for doing some shit like that, they'll think twice before pulling the trigger, bruh.
Will they? Because Slater had a GoFundMe.
Could. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, or if they just flat out cold-blooded don't give a fuck. Yeah. Then yeah.
The story about the kid in Wisconsin, Kenosha, I can't think of his name, but the one that shot the black people at the protest with the AR. Cops are donating to his cause.
We talking about a kid walking down the street.
Yeah, leaving comments. You did nothing wrong. Good job. I hope you come home. Like,
and they did not shoot this man. Nah. Just let this man walk down the street with the AR. How many people did he shoot?
I think like 3.
Yeah, he shot like 3 people. But yeah, like they was donating to him, like they was like.
So you think even if they was to put something like that in place, it wouldn't matter?
Nah.
I feel
you got to put something in place though. You have to, dog.
You fund the police. I mean, look at Serpico. Look at the Al Pacino movie.
You got to go at who's funding the police. I don't feel like the pension would work, but I feel like you got to go at who's funding the unions for the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's doing that? Like,
was that you who was telling about this article that they had that basically broke down like a cycle of how everything is funded through like when black people get killed and shit like that, or how police are like paid through like a certain union or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Or funded. It was some type of article. That might have been you who sent me that. I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
I remember reading something like that.
I remember reading something like that though. It's a nasty cycle though. I wouldn't be surprised though.
Whatever the cycle is, I believe it. Police departments are dirty, corrupt organization. Like when people say it's a gang, like that's a cliche, but when you really look into it, see what they get away with, see some of the look at Boston, the news in Boston right now. The I can't think of his title, but he's an overseer of the police department. Had child molestation allegations,
and they hit him.
They hit it in
too.
Boston, the same city that broke the Catholic Church child molestation stories back in the 80s. So I mean, it's at the point where we just rolling our eyes. And like yesterday, I had a customer come up to me on the lot, and they asked a question, and the husband made a comment, and the wife was like, "What shooting are you talking about?" She couldn't even remember because in the past week or so, there's been so many between cop shootings, between kids shooting up. I'm not gonna call them kids because that makes it lesser, but grown men shooting up workplaces and going into businesses and killing a bunch of people. It's so many, you lose track. You really might miss out on the outrage behind the crime. Like you think about it, there's some Breonna Taylor, her murder was put in the mainstream so much that people don't remember outta and Jefferson. The one who was in the house with her nephew playing a game, door ajar, neighbors called the cops, she get killed. Her father died like a month later. He gave one of the saddest news interviews and died. And like it sounds cheesy, but that man died of a broken heart.
Yeah.
They killed his daughter. And that's how it is. You got second, this is gonna sound sensitive, but you got like first string, second string tragedies nowadays. Think about it. Yeah. Whatever there is, there's gonna be a story that gets pushed behind because there's one story about so much going wrong that you can't cover all of them. You really can't.
No, that's just like last week I said when we was talking about the Black Lives Matter activists buying the homes, and it's like, you know, these mothers who lose their childs or, you know, fathers who lose their daughters or child, it's like, you know, how is that way on their mental? Them having to still go to work. Okay, they're not going to work. You know, bills don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like on top of being stressed out and all this other shit, and it's just like you said, that man died from a broken heart, dog. Yeah, like for the story to like, and then it's always this bullshit about an accident. That ain't enough to tell somebody.
No.
Like I couldn't imagine somebody telling me that your nephew got shot by accident. What you mean? No, dog, no.
That's your job. Like, that's your job. Like
no. And my uncle is a cop. You know what I'm saying? And he called me the other day. He was like, man, nephew, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I'm just about to do like 6-7 more years, and then like I'm done with this shit. And it's just like, man, I feel you, dog. Like, I never really, you know, you do your cop thing. You say, so I have my own personal feelings about that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's wild ahead. And I even told him because like my little cousin, I was like, bro, can you imagine somebody calling you and telling you Olivia got shot by accident? And he's just like, nah, like I'm going on a spree. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you cannot tell a parent something like that is an accident. You can't do it. Like how do you even fix your mouth to say some shit like that? But every time it's the same fucking thing. Same fucking thing, bro. All the time.
It's crazy you say the Black Lives Matter situation because they've inherited the Al Sharptons and Jesse Jacksons. Remember back in the day when we was growing up, it was always Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. And now you got the Mark Lamont Hills, the chick who just spent $3 million on a home in the white neighborhood, the director.
She got one in the Caribbean too.
It's almost like that shit was done by design, kind of like. It's like they bred like new niggas to just put in front of every situation. Like starting with D-Ray, like because D-Ray wasn't the first person to touch Ferguson. They already had people on the soil there who were the real ones. And then all of a sudden D-Ray comes there and he gets arrested with his Twitter handle on his shirt out of nowhere. You
Cameras out, right?
It's just like how
performative.
Like it's so performative and it was so like it was just so weird how that shit happened. And then all of a sudden it's like he got all these endorsements and then from him, it was like a snowball effect. So it's just like you got all these other dudes here just reaping the benefits. And like Mike was saying, like none of the families are getting the help that they need and deserve. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mike was saying, man, like these people still got bills coming in. You don't know their mental state. You don't know if they really even trying to go back on the workforce and deal with that. Like, you know, it's just all kind of factors that go into that shit, man.
When you say mental, like people don't think about that. A lot of parents' children is their reason to live. That's their reason to go to work. Like a lot of them, if they didn't, as deep as that sounds, if they didn't have a kid or they didn't have responsibilities, they might be the person habitually calling out of work, quitting jobs, what have you. Nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks about as many supporters they have. They have as many, I don't want to say haters. What's the word?
Naysayers.
Naysays, exactly. These same people getting, DMs on social media, hey, sorry, condolences. They getting the same amount of hate messages. They getting we remember
your son
the
shouldn't have
Trayvon
resisted.
jokes. Yeah. There's memes of Trayvon. There was videos of people trying to pose like Mike Brown. There's a lot of wild shit, and nobody talks about that.
Man.
And
then you still gotta deal with a random article. You still got Zimmerman out here doing signings and shit, like all kind of crazy.
Zimmerman is doing signings like 1980s wrestlers at flea markets and shit. Like, what is that about?
Yeah, like he's signing memorabilia. Like, what kind of lane is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a nasty, nasty cycle, man. Like, it really is.
And that'll almost be 10 years.
Yeah.
That'll be almost 10 years. Yeah. That's hard to believe in itself, and it's just like this shit here is just like. And they ask why, like, the state, mental state of black people, like, I mean, dog, that can be traumatizing in itself because you can see yourself in that situation. Like, dog, that could have been me. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I get pulled over, dog, I don't know.
And we were all taught,
I don't know.
Like,
and my mom had to have that conversation with me. Yeah. My grandparents had to have that conversation with my mom. I'm going to have to have that conversation, with my future kids. My sister going to have that conversation with my nephew.
Right.
White people don't got to have that conversation with their kids.
That's our birds and the bees.
Exactly.
Think about it. Like, as early as 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, that's when I had that conversation.
Yeah. For real.
It's going to be a time where, police, they just going to hate you because you black. You got to know how to conduct yourself when you get pulled over. White kids, you ain't got to worry about that.
And the face of threat hasn't changed in white America. Like for some reason, the black dude, all of us who, to me, as a black guy, I wouldn't see y'all on across the street or nothing like that. But we all still are the threatening ones, but not the reserved, quiet, nerdy looking white dude who, if you look at the graphs of every mugshot, that's who fits the bill.
They put the numbers on the board.
Yeah. They Will Chamberlain out here.
Yeah,
it's really nasty.
Let me tell y'all some funny shit, right? And let me tell you how funny life works. So I was at Pizza Hut probably like last week to go pick up my order, right? So this Asian lady is getting her order done, right? So she was still talking to the dude. So he's like, man, can I get this man's order behind you? So she turns around, she jumps, like she's surprised when she looks at me. Paying no attention.
I would say boo.
right?
Paying no attention, right? So the dude was like, hey, man, I don't know what's wrong with her, dog. This is a white dude now. He's like, man, I don't know. He's like, hey, man, that's what I'm used to. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm used to shit like that. So it's just like little shit like that. And I take that in time sent for a racist cop who's just like, you know what? I'm having a bad white probably fucking around on them. Kids not listening. I'm going to take it out on this black man today. Just cause. Like, this shit is real out here.
Yeah. And what we say, everybody says, people that sign up to be a cop were the ones that was bullied in school, and a lot of them. And I've gotten pulled over in Mount Pleasant, and I remember a dude, I had some weed on me. And a dude like that came up for backup. He was like fresh out the academy. He had the Bobby Hill from from King of the Hill cut and everything. And the whole time he was just hands on his. And I'm leaning back on the tree while it was like a gram of shake in the cup holder or something. So it was stupid. I was telling him the whole time, like, y'all not gonna take me to jail for this bullshit. But just the simple fact that he showed up like ready, and the two other cops were clearly 30, 40, so they're vets on the floor. And they're just chilling, casually talking amongst each other. One searching my car, but this 18, 19-year-old who looks like the guy in school who had no friends, and even they weren't associating with him at all. He was just gung-ho the whole time, hands on his belt. Like, and you got to think about that. Like you said, some of them having a bad day.
A gun, and you feel like you got some power now.
Right. Who's going to question it? You say what you want. There's stories now. Chicago cops was carrying around fake guns that looked real and planting it on suspects.
Nasty. I can imagine what they was doing.
My fault, Baltimore.
Oh, yeah,
I can imagine what they was doing before the height of social media. So just imagine the shit that we didn't hear about when we was kids.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Imagine the shit we didn't hear about. And it's just like a lot of shit is just be swept under the rug. Or, there was a guy is it Georgia again who got killed? Somebody's uncle. The original tweet was like, my uncle just got killed by these cops. I think he had like a special needs problem or something like that. It was another unfortunate story. Like, killed this man. He had been probably 40-something years old.
That's another thing. They have no awareness. Like, even I saw a clip of a white lady walking out of Walmart with some orange juice. She had dementia. You could see like in the video that she wasn't all the way there, and they like pressed it to the ground, and like they have no awareness of anything of. And I have a little brother who has autism, so I kind of can see, like I can be in the mall and see a kid and be like, "There's a 50-50."
You can tell.
You can tell certain things. You know what I'm saying? And they have no awareness of any of that. And these are with grown people who can talk or who can't talk. You know, and like you said, this would imagine when we didn't see certain things are talked about from people in various places, matter of factly. Like there are people who grew up in 80s, 90s Chicago, 80s, 90s LA who will tell you, yeah, we found crates of assault rifles by train tracks. That is a thing. That's not like no rumor people start. Like, you know,
they found them just like loadouts.
Right. You know, or you know, cops are putting drugs in communities. You heard Ricky Ross, Danilo Blandon. His guy was a CIA informant. Like things that we grew up treating like myths at 26 years old. I'm really like, all this shit is true. All this shit is real.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, just R.I.P. to Daunte Wright, R.I.P. to Outta Toledo. You know, it's just fuck them boys, man. That's all I can really say, man.
Keep it simple.
Like fuck them cops, man. That's all I can say. Just keep it simple. It's no need to keep saying, because the dialogue is gonna be the same. It's gonna continue to be the same, and you know, ain't shit changing.
This is the white boy summer that Chet Hanks predicted.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I still haven't even heard that song. Don't plan on listening to it, to be honest.
What a bunch.
Seem racist to me, but
yeah,
it's very
absolutely.
That's
He's
very
racist.
like, how the fuck that sound like this white boy coming to say white boy summer, knowing that white people be fucking shit up. Like,
wasn't this girl on Twitter defending his shit too?
He got black women in the video.
He got black women in the
He's
video,
getting twerked on by black women.
Like it's a minstrel show. It's a minstrel show video, bro. Like real talk. Like,
yeah, it's nasty.
like real talk. That's just disgusting.
All white boys got to do is say something in a foreign language.
The patois shit had them.
Have a little beard
reason.
or some shit, and then you know he gets lusted over.
Anyone else would be cultural appropriation, but that had him hooked for some reason.
I don't know, man. He had actual Jamaicans defending him on Clubhouse. Like they was like, we not offended by it. Like,
I mean, some of them fuck with him. You see what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with it.
Whatever.
You see what I'm saying? So if that's what y'all Jamaicans, y'all defend that man. Hey, that's y'all.
Hey, man, that's y'all, brother.
That's y'all. I ain't got no beef with that. But how we feel about Kevin Samuels, man?
The nigga was talking that talk.
He was in his bag.
He was in his bag. Man. Like he was in his bag. Like I think I had text y'all. He was like the whole. I think it was like after the whole Sweetie like debate thing. He was like he was like, you know, a dime is like, how can you call yourself a dime when you gotta waste 2 hours on putting a new face on? Like you gotta put makeup on for 2 hours. Like a dime is a dime without makeup. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I felt like that was a fair argument.
It's very fair. Like, it's very fair. Like everybody. And the thing is like, all right.
And I'm not even against makeup.
I'm not against makeup at all.
I'm
not against it at all. But it's like, that's a true statement, like, to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, we see women all the time, fresh face photo.
Yeah, they
like
do
they
brag
post
about
that.
They do brag about it.
No filter.
Why is it a problem when
you upload this, but you can't go out on a date with a fresh face?
What's one of the weekly conversations? Natural bodies, right? It's the same. It's different
shit.
part of the body, but it's the same.
Men don't love natural bodies.
Same shit.
But when a man says, "Why are you getting BBLs and whatnot?" It's, we don't care about your opinion. We don't care about your opinion.
We don't do
See,
it for y'all.
Yeah, we don't do it for y'all.
We don't do it for y'all.
Next
Okay.
tweet.
Okay.
I wore this for my boyfriend. All he said was nice. Men don't appreciate
Niggas
anything.
don't
I thought you don't do it for. What
So who are you doing it for?
Why
Like,
are y'all talking in circles? Y'all talking for each other? Because we're very literal. And, you know, one thing that I appreciate that Kevin Samuels said on the podcast, he acknowledged it. He said, you know, they talk about my delivery, but women don't put any shackles on their delivery. Like, women are very, very harsh.
They really don't put no
care.
shackles on their delivery. You say anything against that man. Like, dude had a tweet yesterday said, "Oh, I thought braids meant that she was broke. Bundles meant that she up." And the first thing they said was, "You're ugly." Zoomed in on the profile
Zoomed on
picture.
his
You're
picture.
ugly. Like if you say,
shout out to
you can
Boogie,
say,
bro.
you can say anything. And them boy, it's too many times I done seen niggas get clipped up
Yeah.
for having an opinion about something. But like Jorden said, I thought y'all don't y'all don't do it for us, but then at the same time, like, you getting dressed up to be attractive. I don't care what you say.
Right.
They come out in droves if a nigga say something and they feel like they can. If they feel they can just like gang up on that nigga and get him out of here, like they'll form up like World War Z zombies and get his ass.
They need to stop that bullshit about they don't do shit for niggas, bro. Like, knock it off, dog. Like, you don't. When you get dressed up, you go out the club and shit. Like no different from niggas. Niggas get fresh on a Friday afternoon, going to the barbershop. Who the fuck you doing it for?
Everything that a nigga does on a Friday after work. It's centered around getting bitches, bro. Nigga at work 4 o'clock. He trying to hit the barbershop before 6 o'clock to get in before the door get locked. He got the barbershop. He trying to hit the liquor store before 7 so he can get a bottle. If he's not going to get a bottle, he's trying to get a fit so he can get the club. And who's he dressing up for?
Exactly. You doing it for the niggas.
He's not doing it. I'm not dressing up for you.
Exactly.
You might go out. You might go out. You be like, hey, you fresh, but you're not telling me you fresh because you want me.
Yeah, right.
He's like, damn. You tell me I'm fresh because you like, damn, you might get you a bad bitch tonight. Like, you know
for sure.
It's not. I'm not getting dressed for you. Like, I'm getting dressed for a woman. So how come it don't go the other way?
I don't understand it, to be honest with you, my nigga.
I don't know, man. Like,
you know why it doesn't? Because women don't have to answer anything truly. Like, they can just say a sarcastic remark. Like, they've been getting by with sarcastic remarks and little witty responses forever.
Oh, let us. Hypothetically speaking,
let's
say if we do, we just chilling. Like the nigga had the tweet talking about something. 5 of my niggas in the section, in the bottle and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
And they was like, so you're gay.
Right.
So they use that shit as a fucking joke.
For sure.
When you doing some shit with your boys and shit like that,
they want to watch
you got to be gay.
They watch Pose and RuPaul Drag Race and all this other shit. Is they're doing their thing, they eating us up. But,
exactly.
But in the same breath,
it's an insult.
You want to insult a nigga just because he out chilling with his homeboys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
you calling this man gay? So
he didn't invite you into the section.
Truthfully, that's what it is.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like,
technically, that would be homophobic.
It is homophobic.
Because what if he was using that shit as a joke? But we don't joke about that shit on the time. We don't joke about that shit, right?
It's homophobic either way.
Yeah, it is.
It's homophobic because niggas don't play like that.
No.
You really don't. Like, so it's like, how come y'all get the weaponized?
There's never been a time I seen a nigga say, or if a girl chilling with her girls in the section,
you
always with your girls, you gay, you must be gay. Like,
only they can get away with that.
Only they can get away with that shit. And that's what Kevin even said. Like, he's like, when I keep it real, then here come the jokes. Like, oh, you've had failed marriages. Oh, you're gay. Like, he was like, ask your girlfriend if I'm gay.
You know what's funny about that? A couple weeks ago, what was it? The Isley Brothers and who was it? Did the verse Earth, Wind, and Fire. And every picture of them dressed flamboyantly, what are people saying? These men back in the day would take your grandmother, this, that, and the other. They'd beat you up. They were wearing blouses. One of them had toes out sandals and everything on the strip.
Right? Platform heels.
But they're posting pictures of Kevin Samuels at the airport with
a Louis
with the crossbody. Right. This is the same Twitter bigging men up who wear eyeshadow and dangling earrings.
It's only when they like you.
Right. They'll embrace that anyway. But if they don't like you, that's something they want to weaponize and use against you.
Like, that's what Kevin had on a Metro fit. Like, that's all that was to me. Like,
I would have roasted him being me. You know what I'm saying? But
I know, like, I'm not gonna hold that to the fire on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Well,
like,
I'm not gonna, make a sexuality joke.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm just not.
And that's their go-to. And it's funny because a lot of like flamboyant gay men on Twitter like jumping on, and I'm like, you don't realize, like, not to compare sexuality and race, but you're like the black friend. Like, they have you, but they make jokes about your world, and you laugh at that. They're not laughing. They're making fun of you, but they laugh at that, and then they'll gang on black men all the time, like they're not a part of us. I don't get it.
Just like old boy was saying, like, they'll make these jokes, but like, your hairstylist is gay. Your best friend is gay.
Right.
But you make these jokes about
you have several gay cousins.
Yeah, like, you make these jokes about straight men being gay because they don't agree with an opinion that you have. You know what I'm saying?
It's so
like,
elementary, man.
I think a lot of this shit, though, to be honest, though, I think a lot of this shit is due to, like, the disconnect is due to a lot of miscommunication in terms of, the process of getting to know somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, I was having a conversation this girl yesterday, like, we real cool and shit like that. And, we was talking about post the Kevin Samuel shit. So I was just asking her, like, yo, like, if a man was to, like, ask you, like, what would make you a good girlfriend or wife? She told me, like, oh, that's weird to ask somebody like that, man or woman. So that was just asking her like, yo, is that, so do you gauge based off of just action? She's like, it's multiple ways to learn somebody, which is true indeed. But the fact that I thought, me personally, I don't ask that specifically. Me personally, I ask like personally dislikes, likes, shit like that. So I can know how to move with this person throughout the process and shit like that, right? But I never would have thought that would have been something weird for a man to ask. Because it's like, it's an audition. I'm like, hold on. Everything low key is an audition.
Everything.
When you go out on the first date, you putting on your best. Not saying it's a front, but you want to impress this person because you obviously are attracted to them. You don't want to go around just kick the shit and just be like,
everything is an audition.
Everything is an audition, bro.
Said about after 5 p.m. whatever time it was on a Friday, you getting dressed for women. It's an audition. In some capacity, somebody's saying it's going to be lifelong. To me, when somebody asks that shit, that shows me that they value their time. It's been a time where I asked a girl out on a date and she asked me, well, why should I let you take me out on a date? I feel like that was a fair question. Right.
I'm not mad at that because that shows me like, oh, yo, she value her time. She ain't with the bullshit, and that's cool. I just never thought that would have been a question that's weird to ask. Like, that's what we doing now. Like
everything's an audition, man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you even holler at a girl and she's asking you certain questions, those are auditions for her. Like, do you have a car? Do you have a job? Do you have your own spot? Like, how can she ask these questions, but you ask her, what would make you a good partner? And that's weird. Like, that just don't make sense. Like,
it don't.
It don't.
It really
at all.
doesn't.
Like,
It don't. I was kind of shocked. I was like kind of shocked at that, but
everything's an audition, bro.
All of it.
Like, all of it's an
Everything.
audition, bro.
It's
Like,
all.
even to the bedroom, because if you chop her the first time whack, you're not chopping again.
Yeah,
bro.
no.
Like, you're just
you're
not.
not.
You might get a second try.
You might get a second try.
You might be.
But you getting roasted in the chat first.
Right.
If
You might
she likes you that much, if she likes you that much, she'll probably give you another chance.
But that's seldom though.
Yeah.
That's
Very.
seldom. She gotta like you.
There got to be a background.
Yeah,
to
it
that.
gotta
Like,
be a
rules
background.
change when she
creep
like
out the
you.
friend
rules-
zone hit,
Yeah.
and she like, I don't believe you got bad meat. You know what I'm saying? And then like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Steph done fucked up in the finals before. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
Right.
Facts,
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. But
Come
he's still a
back,
finals MVP.
try to drop 30. You know what I mean? It's weird, but after that second time, it's a wrap.
Yeah, that second time, and you. So everything is an audition. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Women just. I guess everybody is different in their journey. Like when they really like grasp it. I don't know what it can be different for everybody, but it hits everybody differently, man.
The biggest thing that I took away from his messages to as far as and another thing too, like there was a clip that was going around and it's rare, like him even speaking about the men. Like in terms of like, you can't be broke and proud.
But
You
he's
know what I'm
been-
saying?
He be bombing on
He's
men.
been,
though.
he's been dropping
bumping on men.
haymakers on niggas since the beginning.
Yeah, but it's the women shit that
The
goes
women
viral.
shit go viral all the time.
Right.
And most of the time, like, here's another thing too. Like, he'll even say, like, these women call up to my show. It's not that I don't have men
Yeah.
conversations. Like, a lot of this conversation is centered around because, like he said, like, my aunt died alone. You see what I'm saying? Like, I seen that. So his work is due to seeing stuff like that. So he really is trying to help. So, like, I saw his live before, the button shit drop on a Friday night. And he was having a conversation with this girl, 24 years old. And he was basically telling her, like, yo, like, you have a 3-year-old daughter, it's 10 p.m. and she's going crazy. Yet you with this man who has a T-shirt line and he has 2 teenage boys. Like, why would you subject yourself? And you obviously an attractive woman, and I'm pretty sure you've had other men talk. Like, why would you even put yourself in this situation? You see what I'm saying? Like, and she just really didn't have no words.
A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't have any words. When you truly, one thing he does, and I like to do this too. Like I sell cars, so when somebody says they want a car for this price or whatever, I just repeat to them in my way what they're saying, so they know
You
why
gotta tell them
you
what they
gonna
get.
you gonna pay $550 for this
Right.
new fucking Telluride. It's just what it is. I don't care what your credit. And a lot of them, when they hear it back, it never got said back to them that way, and they're like dumbfounded at how stupid they really sound. And it's for anybody. It's it happened to men too, but the women on the show, they've never heard it said back to them in a way to where they're like, fuck, damn, that is
I think someone needs to make like a compilation of him frying niggas because we've heard it all.
yeah, and we laugh at it the same.
We laugh at it.
We
the
put
same
it in the chat and laugh the
because
same
it
way.
be real shit. It be
Right.
real shit. Like when he said on the I think he was about to say he was like niggas like if you out here and you need to cut off Instagram, cut off Twitter. Like if
YouTube.
you're not where you want to be at, you need to make sure that you're at least getting paid for 50 to 60 hours of work.
Right.
Like you can't be proud and broke. Like that's just,
he's an equal body shamer.
yeah, he's an equal body shamer.
He called dude a fat fuck.
It's a one nigga that called up there. He was like, "So you're 5'5" and you're almost 280." He was like, "I know you don't got a big dick."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he was telling us, I know you don't got a.
He started talking about how much he made an hour.
He was like, "Do you work out?" That was like, he was like, "Nigga, you don't work out.
You don't work out.
You don't work out."
And that had thousands of
That had
retweets.
thousands
People
of views,
people
thousands
just
of-
laughed at it. People just laughed at it. But with a woman, it's always
It gotta be
analyzed.
this- yeah,
like
it
it was
gotta-
so harsh. Like it's okay. Like y'all
It got to be chopped up into
gotta
different
be-
threads.
it gotta be think pieces and all.
Yeah,
those
you
other
can be
shit.
trash too. It's okay.
But
It's
he even
okay.
tells him, he's like, bro, you already know you short and you can't be fat. And on top of that, you make less than $1,000 a week. And women are supposed to be checking for you. But they applaud that, though, because they know that's facts.
Right.
So at the end of the day, on the flip side, with women, like I said, I feel like the biggest thing is just a miscommunication and being reality. Like, women have this thing, and this is another point that he brought up that I felt is true, is like, how many times have we even had the conversation, like, amongst ourselves, like, bro, most of the time, we just want a woman who's a good caretaker, nice, respectful, shit like that. If she on her shit, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me and Mo, I know Mo for 10 years now. He ain't fucking with no bum, but it's never been a time he had a conversation with me about a woman. That was the first thing he mentioned.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's never been that. But with them, they want to, they get their degrees and they get their jobs, and that's great that they doing that shit now. But that don't mean that that's going to be the end-all, be-all for any real nigga. Because he ain't going to care about that shit.
And ironically, they present a lot of that like an independent woman. Like their application to getting a man is reasons to be single. Like, hey, be my man. I make $100 a year. I got 4 degrees. I'm getting another one in May. I got my own house. I got my own car. Live with me forever. Be happy. You just told me you don't need me, especially for what you desire. You want somebody to take care of everything.
Where's the personality traits?
Where's the personality traits? I don't need the newspaper article screenshots about black women being the highest entrepreneurs, XYZ, and then you telling me like, hey, yeah, nigga, take care of me. Why?
What sense
For
that
what?
make?
Yeah, no.
We can make this shit a team.
You told me nothing about your experiences growing up. I know nothing about. I'm married, by the way. This for these niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a relationship for 10 years. I wouldn't even know what a talking stage is right now. I couldn't do none of it with how people are now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's no talks about your personality, your emotions. What you gonna do to pick me up? What happens if I have a bad day? I come home. How are you gonna respond to that? You said nothing. You just told me about your degree. You told me about school. Told me about your job. What does that tell me? Nothing.
To me, like I said, I put a tweet the other day, like, women say men who brag about their materialistic things or their accomplishments, they say that's shallow. How many times have we seen on the timeline or we even seen on Instagram women say, nigga, I don't care about your money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing that you brag about is you being a boss bitch. I
Oh,
got
you
this
don't-
job.
you
I got
don't-
this.
It's
You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, are we supposed to care about that then? Or
Right.
the shallow shit only apply to men?
It's I don't care about your money, like I'm good, but at the same time, a nigga gotta make sure he can pay all the bills. So
All of
which
them.
one is it? Like
In
bringing in
this
100
America.
in this America,
Not
like, you know what I'm saying?
1940s, you could spend $20, have full groceries for like 2 weeks or some shit. But in expensive, everything is getting rent and mortgages going up. America.
Yes.
We're going into a recession. Like
Seriously.
That's and Kevin also brought up how it's designed to have people think that being single is the best thing because the way the economy is. Being married, and I never downplay. I want to be married one day. You know what I'm saying? I think
It's kinda cool.
if you get with somebody and the shit can work, you have a 2-income household, bro. That can take the look.
fire.
Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
I would never split bills with a woman right down the middle, but I
Right.
expect her to pay something. If she coming from a situation where she was living in her apartment, let's say for example, right? She comes stay at my house. You don't have to worry about rent no more. You see what I'm saying? The most you would have to take care of is your car note. I'm pretty sure I would expect for you to get groceries and pay a light bill or water bill. That's it. And then we can make this shit work. But a lot of the times it's like, how do you come to a man if you making $100K, he making $100K, and he's just supposed to front everything?
And then
Why
what do you
pocket your shit?
What do you do with your money?
And
What is that for?
That's what I say.
That's not even like a shit like that, man. It's like, bro, like, cause I have a daughter, so it's like I would raise her as like, bro, like, that's not even something that you would even want to be proud of. Like it's like, bro, like you still would want to carry your weight in some way. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like
it's funny you say that you got a daughter because I had a conversation with somebody once and I said I would feel a way if I raised my daughter for her to believe that the best thing she could do is be somebody's housewife. What the fuck is never like I would never have a child that believes.
A man is her meal ticket.
Right. And then a lot of them want to reference their grandparents' relation. Oh, my grandfather worked for XYZ for years. Your grandfather and your grandmother was an arranged marriage. We gonna keep it real. If you want to talk about that 50s, 40s, 60s love, a lot of that was arranged marriages. It was a lot of insecure women who just need to be taken care of. The patriarchy isn't this beautiful thing. Patriarchy was used to keep women as exactly.
No, in check.
Exactly. You could say it because it would be a nasty truth if we went through it.
It was used to keep women in check.
Yeah. And a lot of women that were raised to think this is what a guy is. See, the difference is a lot of older dudes try to put younger dudes on game. And it's for you to pick apart the pieces you don't want to follow, but they give them the full synopsis of how they get their women or what they do. A lot of women talk about the benefits of it, but they don't talk about the hardships. And then when it happens, when a woman who says, okay, my aunt told me to get this kind of man who does this, and she faces some of the verbal abuse and being told what to wear and whatnot, if she go to her aunt and be like, yeah, you thought this was all.
But see, that's the thing. I think Mike be saying this all the time. Older women don't give younger women all the game.
No.
They show them half of the shit.
Exactly.
Like you said, like an older man will give a nigga the whole rundown.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you like, hey, this is what you do, and like you say, you pick.
For sure.
Like when
go ahead, my bad. Go
like
ahead.
what Mike was like, I think Mike said this a couple of days ago. It was like, dog, like older women, like there is no older women OGs. Like there really isn't like that. Not. You know what I'm saying?
Because most of the time, if they find, they look at the younger ones in the 20s as competition. Especially if she's single. So why would I put her on game about something and I'm out here trying to get the same man?
She'll be 10 times better than me by the time she's my age.
Right. You can't debate math. Women outnumber men. So let's talk about black men. So if you a black woman who wants a black man who making this, it's only a certain amount of us who make over this number that y'all always want. You know what I'm saying? So y'all go into fights for these. So if you have a man who's 40 plus, Kevin also said the average man don't hit his peak income until 45, 55. You see what I'm saying? Most of the time, you have a man who get money like that, 45 to 55. Why would he want a woman his same age where he got the 25 plus 30 in that 30 window fighting over him too? It don't make sense, especially if he don't have kids.
Shit,
if he want kids,
you
see what I'm saying? Yeah, even if he got, but I say it's worse if he does.
Yeah.
Because a 40-year-old man is not gonna. He's gonna have a hard time having kids with a woman who's 30 plus versus somebody, and that's what he be trying to tell us. Like, as y'all get older, y'all value goes down. That's just real. It just is what it is. What men, it's reversed.
I'm saying that's it.
It is. It's real. For men, it's different. Our shit increase when we get older.
Yeah.
Y'all window is like he say what 27 to 35 or something like that. Like he called it the quote unquote danger zone. And it's not to say a woman 35 plus can't have a successful marriage if she's single or find love. That's not what I'm saying. He's just saying, why would you limit yourself to these percentages? It's like betting. Why would I bet on this scenario when this scenario is more likely to happen? Why would I do that? It don't make sense. So, like I said, what I be seeing, I just be seeing a man spit some real shit. I don't always agree with his delivery.
Yeah, no.
I don't.
He said some shit. I called him a goofy ass nigga for like a couple weeks.
I don't always agree. Like
the whole Jordan shit, like Jordans, and I hate when older niggas like speak down on niggas that wear Jordans and shit like that. So
he said something about that. I didn't catch that.
He was like, it's women. A lot of women want to chase these men that wear Jordans and
see. That's why I'd roast him for
his
niggas
was roasting. I was like,
right?
That was a corny take. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
we can get in our roasting bag when it comes to shit like that too.
Exactly.
So.
Like,
yeah. So I mean, even with that too, it's like, when I see the conversation, it's like, oh, he hate women. It's like, nah, to be honest with you, he telling y'all what what's so crazy? I used to tell my sisters this same shit coming up. Not as harsh though. I used to always tell my sisters, like, if they was fucking around, leaving shit behind, then clean after themselves in the bathroom, I say, yo, as y'all get older, no man is gonna want to fuck with you if you nasty like that.
That's facts.
And I used to always tell my sisters this. Always. I'm telling you, I used to always tell them this. Like, no man is going to fuck with you if you living like this. Clean up after yourself. Take pride in that.
You be that goofy meme.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
damn, bitch,
people talk. They'll
like
put you,
this?
and this is before like social media was really a thing. I'm talking like probably like 05, 06.
And men got that
around
too,
that time.
up.
You see,
Like,
I got the same shit from
yeah.
my mom.
My
You see what I'm
mother
saying?
My mom was like, yo, like your room look disgusting.
Yeah, your
My
room
mother-
is not on point.
I used to bite my nails as a kid. My mother used to be like, "Look, no girls holding your
No
hand,
girl let
dog."
you touch
She
you
used
like
to say
that.
She was like, "No girls holding your hand."
Yeah.
I'd be 6 years old, like getting shamed for that
Like
kind of
that's how I
shit.
know that I need to get a haircut. Like,
Right,
yeah,
right.
Your mom's the
She will
first
let
one.
you
like,
know.
hey, like ain't no girl want no peasy ass hair,
You're right.
bro.
Like
you learn shit like this. Like,
roasting started with mothers. If we gonna be
word,
real
bro.
about
Like
it.
my mom was the first nigga that cleaned
Cut
me
you
up.
up.
Like,
Yeah.
And I used to be like, yo, like you'll get put in a group chat one day.
facts.
I used to tell my sisters that. I said, dog, you'll get put in a group chat one day, and it's gonna probably circle back to you, and it's gonna make you cringe like a motherfucker.
It's gonna tighten you up though.
It's gonna
Yeah,
tighten you up at the
yeah.
same time. Rather it come from me versus a man that you like. And when I said that, like, no, you got a point. You right. Because at the end of and that's why I'm not mad at Cameron for keeping his neck on the Derrick Jacksons of the world. I'm not
Fuck
mad at
that.
that
Fuck
because
Derrick
you got
Jackson,
Kevin
bruh.
Samuels who tell women what they need to hear, not what they want. Then on the flip side, you got motherfuckers like Derrick Jackson. I seen a tweet from a nigga that said, buy your girl something before I do it. Then he started listening to number things. That's just a minuscule shit. Then nigga, why you single?
Bro, if you want to trick, just trick. Like you don't
Yeah.
gotta tell us that we need to be tricks just because you like to trick.
Because you know what that does? That's the problem. Being a husband / provider, the lines of that got blurred with sugar daddy.
Right.
That's why you see so many women when you ask them about a relationship and what they want, they can't answer that because they just want a nigga to trick on them who
Right.
don't care about none of that.
Right, but they don't want to be called what's associated with being tricked on.
Right.
Like if you want to make your dating career being tricked on, like you just might as well just get a manager and an OnlyFans. Like just
For sure.
you might as well
For
just
sure.
do the shit the right way.
And if you do that, that's your business. Like
That's your
you know what I'm
business. There's
saying?
nothing
Get
wrong
bye
with
bye.
that.
I see
But
women that
like
do
you're
it.
saying, like
Yeah.
when niggas want to blur lines and they want to do all this other shit, like
Mm-hmm.
it get weird from there because you got niggas who might just be good niggas and want to get in a relationship and take care of their girl and do all this other shit and they get taken advantage of. Or
Yeah.
you got girls. You got on the flip side. You got girls who might just want to look for a real nigga or blase blah.
And who don't mind putting in some work.
Who don't
Yeah.
mind putting in some work and they run into fuck niggas all the time. So like it go both ways, but it's just like when niggas blur the lines, they make it unnecessary for no reason.
For sure.
Like it's just I don't know.
Even the way like I was telling Mike the other day, I saw a tweet where a girl was like, rent's due, but that ain't my problem. That's my man job, so I'm gonna take care. She started bragging about all the shit she gonna do with her money. Like, I get it if that's y'all set up, but I feel like a bitch if I knew my wife was bragging about all the things she do with her able-bodied money, and I've had customers
Slaving.
Yeah, I had a customer. He made like $100 a year. I was doing his app. I sold him a truck, and his wife was at home, and she took care of their daughter who had an illness. She has like 24-hour around the clock attention needed, and I thought like, imagine this guy being at work breaking his back, and his wife on social media like, yeah, I'm doing X, Y, Z. Like this nigga is. He broke down in tears in front of me about how hard he worked to get what he get. Imagine that man. Wife just bragging
reading them
about
tweets.
Right.
Yeah, like
I'm going to Louis store. My husband got a 30-minute lunch.
My husband's put a 13-hour
Yeah.
today.
Salute to that man.
and the shit that be funny to me when Kevin be having these conversations with women about the income topic is like this girl was talking about she live in the Bronx. He was like, how
Sorry
much
to
do you
hear
think
that.
a man got to make a year to take care of a wife and 2 kids? She was like something around 50 something. He's like, you out your damn mind.
50,000 in New York City is
Yes.
a homeless man.
That's
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
your nose. This is the water.
Yeah.
This is your nose. Like you're right here.
There's a panhandler on Amsterdam Avenue in Harlem right now who make 55 a year. Okay, that gets you nothing.
Off tourism
you
alone.
Yeah.
I know average studio in New York is 14 to 15.
Dude,
Studio.
I've seen
That's
Bed-Stuy.
everything in one.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen Bed-Stuy apartments. We all know certain areas of states we never been to. I'm from New York, but we all know places like you hear and you like, oh, that shit here. Bed-Stuy has had $2,500 apartments.
That's wild.
Bed-Stuy had a slogan about their crime since the 80s. Do or die Bed-Stuy, and you are paying $2,500 a month for rent. You buying a house and you mortgaging a house in Shadow Moss and Cane Bay for that money here, and it got to be extravagant to reach $2,500. Let alone the place you got to walk outside and
Shit,
get
like,
robbed.
if you mortgage a $2,500 house in Cane Bay, That bitch got like 8 rooms.
Yeah,
That's
really,
what I'm saying.
really.
That's what I'm saying because my neighbor got his house down the street, 4 or 5 bedroom. He got his house for $240,000.
Crazy.
$240K.
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So what we talking about?
You in Daniels Island for $2,500.
Yeah.
You getting robbed by a 16-year-old with a red bandana and Bed-Stuy. $2,500.
Facts. And you talking about that? Like, no, it's unrealistic. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I was having a conversation with my boy yesterday, and we like really got into an argument about like how much. Like, in my opinion, I don't care if you have a wife, 3 kids, she's paying nothing. Minimum $200,000, bro.
Minimum
$200K. Because you ain't even talking about. And I asked my boy, he has a daughter, right? So I said, on average, how much you think you spend a month on your daughter? He said about 8 to 1K. So I said, okay, 1K. I said 3 kids, right? That's $36K a year alone. Now, what if they're in the sports?
We're not talking about activities.
Yeah, we
We're not talking
You see
about
what I'm saying?
activities.
On type of your wife upkeep? Come on, what we talking about?
Somebody got to be working, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
And
needs to
then
be working.
That's a minimum $200K for her
Yeah.
to not just to be comfortable. Minimum, like what we talking about?
And if
100,000.
you
Somebody
bougie-
who make 100K, your wife has to be working, bro.
And if you bougie and you like, oh, I want my kids in private school or the best after school programs
that.
and that shit.
Up that.
What the fuck you mean you not working? You want like? Can I sell drugs? Like, what are we doing to is I got to take care of everything. Like I sell cars, I make decent money. I wouldn't. Nah.
So,
not my
so
wife,
he was
no,
saying
I couldn't do it.
100K is more than enough.
Yes.
No.
It
depends.
100K is the bare minimum if you have. If
A
it's
wife,
fi-
3 kids.
They ain't wearing no taxi 12s.
If it's 5 people and only one person's working, 100K is the bare minimum,
Yeah.
bro, to be comfortable.
And your kids, they're not stylish. Like, which is not a need. That's a
Yeah, well, it's
preference.
not a need because
But they're
it's only that Jordans, like Jordans and shit on kids. That's us.
yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm
really
saying?
parents
that's
want
really
their kids
us.
to look cool.
Like if it was up to kids, like my daughter, like I buy her Jordans, but she wants JoJo Siwa shoes and shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. She don't
exactly,
care about that
exactly.
shit. it's
So
like-
you gotta keep it like bare minimum. There's
You
not
put
gonna be a lot
stipulations
of-
on a lot of shit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, really. You're not.
But to
not
be
living the
honest
life
with
you
you,
want
here's the
to,
thing.
Probably.
When I think of comfortable, it's not that okay that I'm funding it because this is what it is. I can do it because I won't have to worry about it.
Right.
See, it's a difference.
Right.
That's why I said 200 at least. If
Yeah.
she's not working and you got 3 kids and you don't have to worry about like it could be no thought in your mind when something come around. I have to worry about it. That's what I
Right,
think of.
Right.
Off
right,
just 100 and she ain't working. No way.
Right.
No way.
And you talking kid? We ain't talking about cars because she's not driving a cash car. She's not.
You're not putting your wife with 3 kids in a
Yeah.
cash car, bro.
At any given
You
time.
would drive the cash car. She
For
could
sure.
have the finance car or whatever, however y'all work it out.
Any
but-
given time, carrying the kids, she's driving something that's no more than 3 years old at any given time.
Why should, and here's another question I pose. Why should a man have to even, on the flip side, right? Let's say a woman, she has her own spot, car, crib, good job. You know, she come across a man who ain't really got his shit together. What's the first thing they say? I'm not building no nigga. I'm not
Right.
helping no man. So
Right.
if a man has his own shit, own car, own crib, what do you offer him
Pussy.
besides accessible pussy? What do you offer besides that? Are you willing to? And that's where the conversation get.
Pussy.
That's where the conversation get blurred.
Because
You see what I'm saying?
that's what they think. Everything is built off of what they think men are.
Because
Like,
what's the table at that point?
yeah. Pussy. That's it. I got some lingerie, you know what I'm saying? You pulled that 16, appreciate you, buddy. Pussy.
That's real shit. It would never be a time. There are some niggas out here who bumming it up, staying in women's cribs and shit like that. But on the
Salute
flip
to them.
side, you have it like I'm not building it. Like Kevin said, they want it already served up, ready to go. It don't work like that. Then he said, okay, well then he has this thing where he calls it an IKEA. Well, you go ahead and get you that, man. Y'all get your little apartment. I call it a little IKEA marriage, and you get it out the mud and you do that. But a lot of y'all don't want to do that. This nigga was playing Betty Wright, No Pain, No Gain, or what is it? It's a Girl Lies one night. My nigga, that shit was crazy. But you have a woman like that be talking that shit in terms of, and you know, they'll mix up the context in terms of the song, but I get what the message that she was talking about in the song. You see what I'm saying? Like, bruh, like everything. I've never been the type of nigga, if I've been in a relationship, I'm even trying to change that other person. It's never been a time where I even heard, just even amongst conversations with y'all older men don't really be trying to change women, bruh. For the most part. I never had conversations where they trying to change a personality trait. They might put them on game about certain shit, but it's always a woman trying to change a man's, like, the way he might be 100%.
Yeah.
I've never tried to change women. Like, if it's something I don't like, I'll put her on game about it. But it's only so much I'm going to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, all right, I'm going to tell you
If it's not to the point where I feel like it's gonna fuck up the relationship, I'll let you have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, with some shit where I feel like toes being stepped on, I'll put you on game about it. But like I said, like, I mean, how many times we gonna have that conversation? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, for the most part, niggas not trying to change women. Like,
no. And they'll say he left me because I couldn't do such. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thin enough, or I didn't cook this. They'll say that.
Accountable woman will do that.
Yeah.
Accountable woman will do
that small percentage.
Yeah, that small percentage. Yeah. So
that's popular too. Not being accountable. There's nothing cute about that. That's stressful.
The only thing I be finding funny is like, you know, they use it. You know, it'll be all day, men ain't shit, men ain't this, but then they'll prop up this famous line of, oh, be careful because there's always a nigga waiting to take your spot. But it's like, which one is it? Is it that these niggas ain't
Salute
shit?
to him.
Or you see what I'm saying? Like which one is it?
I also heard for every dime it's a nigga that got a headache behind her too.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
So
exactly.
Like,
we can play tit for tat with the
play
cliches, man.
Like remember old girl was like on Twitter, she was like I'm the king of you know, letting a nigga have it, like I don't say less. And I quoted and I was like, even less can be said.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Like,
yeah, really.
Yeah. That was hilarious. Yeah, I remember that. Even less can be said.
Even less can be said. Like for real. Like it really can. Like you might be doing me a favor by giving me the silent treatment.
But I'm so glad I haven't ran into. There was a tweet that I said the other day. I was like, man, I'm glad I never ran into a woman like you, because a lot of this shit, like the birthday shit.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
And then there was another tweet I saw this one talking about, oh, you know, this thing with men want to be treated like women in relationships.
What
like,
the fuck does that mean?
Me want to be treated nice as me want to be a woman?
Can I not come home to a new cowboy fitted every now and
then?
Right.
It's the weaponization of certain shit.
Right.
Though.
Right.
Like when a man wants, you know, to be courted and shit like that, because courting works both ways. So like when a man want the same thing as, oh, you're trying to be feminine and all this other shit, but it's like, wait, it's not even like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? A nigga can want nice things from his partner or be expected to be treated a certain way. Like treatment it's not a one-way street.
Salute to my wife. She's bought me some AirPod Pros.
See?
Them shit is the best shit ever, right?
Not yet. I ain't get them yet. They come Monday. Okay. They come Monday. They ain't gonna get taken. I live in a good neighborhood. Shout out to Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? But
the best shit ever, man. You're gonna enjoy those. So that's probably one of the best gifts that my sister, she got me them shit for my birthday.
Yeah, I don't feel like a bad bitch neither for my wife buying me some AirPod Pros. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. What we doing, man? Like,
it's just crazy, man. Like shit's cool until a nigga want his fair share.
Exactly.
But I feel like a lot of that shit really just be. It could be real. If you a nigga out there going through that in real life, I feel for you, brother. Like, fortunately for me, I never had to experience shit like that.
Like, I just got back from Charlotte not this week, but the week before. Me and my wife was in stores, like, racing to our debit card to swipe, buy each other shit. Like, just, that's us. That's fun. And one of the common things we've been saying this whole time is Twitter. Twitter is where anybody could be who they want to be. Facts. Niggas could be tough. Women could have niggas spoiling them. And next second, they got to go fund me up. A nigga this, all of a sudden, he don't want to fight. Like, people could be anybody they want to be. And a lot of real life couples look at some of these memes and these tweets about what kind of man you supposed to be. And they laugh at that shit.
No, a lot. But on the flip side, it be tearing couples apart, too.
Some of them weak ones.
Weak ones, yeah. Like, I've seen women like compare what they see on social media or like, you know, just simple shit, and they take it back home, and the nigga like, well shit, like I do all this other shit, like why do you care about what a nigga that you scrolling scrolling past these people, like you care what they got going on?
He's an avatar in some words.
Yeah, like you really
but what's going on behind closed doors?
Derek Jackson.
Yeah, it's Derek Jackson.
A lot of this shit is performative, man. Mm-hmm. You look at it. How many times we see viral posts of vacations, right? Mm-hmm. Then we just had the story with the dude. Remember I was telling y'all the story about the dude who, you know, I guess they had a couple of pictures that went viral off their vacations, but behind closed doors, she was fucking around, took in her daughter, was paying X, Y, Z, and it's just like, damn. But y'all put goals. He was arrested even
the whole time.
Y'all put goals into everything. It's just like with the Sweetie and Quavo shit. This is just off the heels of them having a 14-day countdown for Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm.
And now she performing for Jake Paul, and nobody cared last night.
Nobody cared.
This shit is wild, man.
I didn't even know that. I was just tagging on to what you said. I was like,
why is nobody tweeting about this? This is her and Doja Cat. Nobody tweeting about this shit. I'm like,
it's just like the dude who had the tweet talking about all these projections on my timeline. That shit was hilarious. That shit was hilarious, bro.
A lot of projections, man.
It's like, bro, do your own shit, and it's just like, don't have no outside interference.
And they be like 29 talking about goals. cheering on Sweetie, dog. Like, what are you doing? You grown as fuck. You was just tweeting about your knees cracking when you been down. You talking about Sweetie and Quavo. Stop it, man. Yeah. Shit embarrassing. Salute to my wife Kyla for never being one of them. She a trooper.
Yeah, man. This shit just be comedy at the end of the day. But I think the dialogue is needed because I think it could be more understanding between men and women in terms of being cool with communication, bro. Like, and having healthy communication. Like, don't be up on trying to prop up ghosting and, shit like that. But then on the flip side, you complain about lack of communication.
Yeah.
Emotional communication at that, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is corny. It's goofy. Like, you have a problem, say that shit. Address it. But everybody be so stuck in this mode. Everybody think they're getting played. Nobody want to be upfront about nothing. It's just like...
That's a terrible way to live,
It's a terrible way to live, bro.
You gotta be miserable talking about, I don't want to do this.
That's depressing thinking about living like that, honestly. Like,
if I'm in the process of getting to know somebody, everything getting put out on Front Street, bro.
Right?
I'm trimming the fat on a lot of shit early so I can know what to deal with, what can I avoid, what to look for in the future. Like, I'm not going to wait until shit build up. Then we get into, I didn't know about this. Mm. Like, one of the questions that having a conversation yesterday, she actually was like, I should know what a man wants based off of what he chooses. And I would say to myself, I mean, yeah. If you're getting to know somebody and now I'm in a relationship with this woman, I should know what she wants. Mm-hmm. If I didn't know that, I went about this shit all wrong.
Yeah.
So at that point, I can't blame nobody but myself.
Right.
Where shit hit the fan because I didn't inquire about none of this shit. Now, I'm not saying before Jump Street, I'm supposed to know. No, that's where you start spending time. You had these experiences. Everybody, and like I said, everybody have their ways of learning somebody. But I feel like a lot of questions are fair because women are ask those same questions. Nigga, what you got going on? Where you live at? What's your financial situation like? Do you got any hidden wives? I feel like all them shits is fair.
Women will ask that shit if a nigga holler at them in front of a corner store. Like it'll happen right there.
That's facts.
It'll happen right there. Like no text. That shit. That's the preliminary stuff.
Even before you get the number, you might get ran down.
That's the preliminary shit.
Do you got kids? Do you got this? Do you got that?
I don't feel like that's weird though.
Yeah, nah.
I really don't.
I've seen women get hollered at in front of a store, and they go, "Hey, how you doing?" And she'll hit them with a question. What you could do for me? Like immediately. What can you do for me? And start just giving them the brief interview.
Oh man.
You laugh because you know that's some truth.
Nah, it is facts. Like I've had that conversation a few times.
So, a bitch in the corner store. Holler at her.
Oh shit, man! Shout out to Kevin Samuels though.
Shout out to him.
I ain't got no beef with dude, man.
Just stop wearing that funny shit. I'll flame you up.
He a old Metro nigga, man. Like that's
he 52 years old.
Yeah, like
that's what he gonna do.
He's stuck in that type of swag. That's his swag, man. That's just that nigga,
that's
bro.
his bag right there.
That's his bag, like that's his bag, bro. Like I know a few older niggas like that who dress like that. Oh, yeah. Like, you know.
I mean, a lot and they just be most of the time them boys just be trying to be comfortable and shit like that, unless they trying to get some stylish shit off.
Sure.
Like that picture that Joel was talking about when he had the Louis little crop.
It was the pose that did it.
Yeah, he was trying to get the fit off. He was trying to get that fit off. Because he had the scarf around his neck and all. Like he was trying to get
That's
off,
like the equivalent of young niggas when they be looking down in the picture.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? That's the every year got the pose. You remember when Charleston niggas was doing this in the pose?
Hey, you know what pose I'm fucking with though? I'm fucking with DeRallo Rodriguez. I'm fucking with that. Like, I'm about to bring that out, bro. I don't got no rolling on, but I'm fucking with the black.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
to the side.
So what we think about the season finale for Snowfall, man? What predictions we got? What we think is gonna happen?
Let me preface this by saying I ain't watched Snowfall since like the second season. So.
Oh man, you killing me, dog.
I told y'all that. Look, if I miss one episode,
you out.
I'm out, and I just recap it at the end. Yeah. Like as soon as the finale's over with, I'm gonna mute that word, and I'm gonna just watch that shit back and talk about it like I was there the whole time. Okay.
We ain't gonna the only show that happened to me like that was Empire. Like I feel like I
never watched.
I watched it all the way up until like probably right before the Jussie Smollett shit. No, I've been off it before that. But it was like an episode I missed, and I was like, oh, I'm done. Like,
I've been trying to catch up with Invincible too. I still gotta watch Winter Soldier and Falcon last episode.
I've been missing a lot of shit. My father keep me.
But it's a lot of
shit.
Seen that? Every time I see a new hashtag on the fucking TV.
My father, he keep me up with it because he'll sign up for a program and just send me the text.
What show?
My father.
What show?
Like any of them. Like Winter Soldier. What's the one? WandaVision, all that. I got a long list of shit to watch. I'll be out the loop, man.
I need to get on that Invincible shit, man. I've been seeing a lot.
I'm on episode 2. The first episode is crazy, bro.
Yeah,
so
I think I saw
I
the
gotta
fight
keep watching
episode
that
from the first episode.
shit. Wow.
That fight scene, like
Yeah.
What service that on? Is that like Disney?
It's on Amazon
Amazon
Prime.
Prime.
Oh, I got that shit.
I got that shit. So yeah, I'm definitely check that.
Shout out to my wife again. She got Amazon Prime. I don't feel like no bitch. I don't want to be treated like no girlfriend because she paying for Amazon Prime.
For Snowfall, man, I'm thinking, man, Alton gotta die, man. Like I just feel he should have been dead, but I see they had to fill some other gaps in from. But
That was a great fucking episode, man.
that was an elite episode.
It was a great episode. High replay value. I say that. And just in terms of the show overall, bro, like I've been consistent with. I think it's the second greatest show all time. But of course, after the show on Friday, the debate came out, The Wire and Snowfall. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. I didn't even entertain it.
As an advocate of The Wire, I say this all the time. The Wire is the best show ever because nothing you ever wanted to happen, you were certain what happened. A lot of shows you could watch and it feels like, all right, this. Like I used to watch Prison Break. You knew they was gonna get out of the jail. Mm-hmm. It was just it was inevitable. But in The Wire, your favorite character was getting shot. Your favorite character was doing a bid. He was going to jail. He was getting
Omar
killed.
got killed by
Kennard.
By
like,
Kennard.
in the store, which
Did
made
not see
sense.
that shit coming.
It made sense because
it made sense in the end.
they built Omar up to where he was like nobody could take him out the game. Just like wrestling, like Undertaker not gonna get hit with a finisher and pin. Somebody gonna sneak him with a chair because it's the Undertaker. He gotta look strong. That's how Omar was. Like
when Kennard killed Omar, that was like when Rey Mysterio won the
right.
The world heavyweight title.
Even the shot, him getting the Newport, and you just hit a bang and a bullet wound, was like, oh shit. And again, it's The Wire. Any other show, it could have been a somebody imagining something or some weird shit, or to where he would have lived. No, on The Wire, he was dying.
No,
it was the real world.
It's over. But yeah, I feel like as far as like the show goes, like Snowfall cool, but it's like with The Wire, there was no flaws in the writing at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like in Snowfall,
somebody said the only thing was when Omar jumped out the
my boy
apartment
Gerard. Now I tell you, Omar character alone, it had equally real elements and fake elements. Like you wasn't just pulling up in front of no project building, demanding drugs, and everybody just gets one nigga would have tried you. You know what I'm saying? He would always pull up in the towers and the nigga he light his Newport nigga. No, somebody was gonna get tired of getting robbed by Omar. You know what I'm saying? That was probably the fakest thing, but some niggas got that body
like
to it. Yeah.
Some niggas really was like that though. Like,
yeah. So it went both ways.
Oh fuck, man, that's the greatest show ever, man.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't like when I look at
I just can't put nothing above it.
Like the writing and the fact that it came out in 2000, 2001 and we still it's 2021.
Still talking about it.
It's the standard.
Yeah.
You know
I still watch that bitch.
Me too. I rewatched it.
Like,
It got sloppy at the end when they did the serial killer thing. And it's crazy that you could say, okay, the last season, the last couple episodes got sloppy. Like, I'm not mad at that shit. You know
the way they rounded out everybody's story was so
I don't even think that was that sloppy though. Like
it wasn't, but
when
it was
I compare it to the new show, like when I'm comparing it to Snowfall, like just in this season and the last season alone, there was two major writer flaws. Like
which one was it last season?
Was that last season or this season?
What writing flaw they had last? I don't think they had no writing flaw last season. They
It
might
was
have had
this
one this
season where
year.
they had,
The
like-
only one I didn't like was the fall off of Scully.
Okay, Scully.
I really didn't like that.
And then it was like the whole Leon situation where now you had a problem.
Well, he had beef with the Kevin
And
shit.
it's like,
Yeah.
that was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
So like how all of a sudden now, like, you know
It's
what
a
I'm saying?
problem.
Like, it's a
Yeah.
problem. Like
all this shit is foreign to me, but it sounds good.
Yeah. Like with the thing I appreciated about how they rounded out Marlo's character, bro.
Yeah.
That scene alone put everything into perspective because even though Omar got took out by Kennard, what was the story?
Omar was Omar.
He was the king.
He was Omar.
He was still the king. Even with, Marlo essentially winning, getting connected with the big dogs and
Nigga
shit
left
like
the
that.
game with $10 million.
Like he still wanted
Foreign
to
money.
be revered as
The man.
the man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when he went on that corner and saw those two dudes not even recognize who the fuck he was,
That shit fuck with him.
that shit ate at his soul.
That shit ate at his soul.
Marlo's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones want to be responsible for everything the Cowboys do. He want to be the name behind it. But you got
Marlo
the
wants
team.
to be crack.
Right. It's the team.
Nobody feared him no more.
Nobody feared him no more. Those two dudes.
They didn't even know him.
They didn't even
That's
know
what
that
I'm saying.
man.
They didn't even know him. That shit fucked with him so bad that he wanted to kill them.
Right.
Like,
Even when he did the Omar did the funeral home shit, and Shamrock was like, "This is a Barksdale house."
Yeah.
Like he thought there should have been some respect behind this being Barksdale. Like fuck Marlo robbed him, but come on, this is Avon, dog. Like you know what I'm saying?
And
So,
Avon always remained top dog.
Yep.
Regardless of him being behind the walls, like even with the, I love this show, man. So even the conversation
with him and Marlo,
that was one of the best scenes,
one of the
ever television show scenes, bro.
He was smiling.
Surprise!
Just the way it ended. Other than that, how the game, like it was just two West Side niggas. You know what I'm saying? So
I got love for West Side niggas.
yeah, nothing but love. But
Nothing
fuck
but
them
love.
East Side bitches.
And look how he was able to kill two birds with one stone. He was able to get Marlon and take out Prop Joe for that fuck shit that he was doing to Avon. You know what I'm saying? So Avon was able to kill two birds and kept his sister in the loop. Kept his sister fed. So send my sister 100 large.
Right.
And it won't be my girl that's talking to you next time. My word on that. But that just goes to show Avon always put family first, bro.
Yeah.
And he never really did nothing shady. He did what he had to do. That's why
D'Angelo was probably his only, but that had to be done.
He didn't have nothing to do with that, though.
Well, yeah, you're right.
He didn't even want D'Angelo to die. Really, he wanted. I think
that was all String when he went to DC, dude.
Yeah,
the only thing that people say was he had no choice with Stringer. Because if Brother Muzon wanted to kill Avon,
it was over.
It would have been over.
It was over.
But when he came into that barbershop, I think he already, because he had a certain level of respect for Avon.
Right.
And he knew, based off of what Omar told him, okay, so basically Stringer told you this, huh?
Avon was everything Marlo wanted to be.
He tried to save him.
Yeah.
In the end, everything, the roles reversed. Michael became Omar.
Right.
Fucking Dookie became Bubbles.
The kids was the best addition to me.
And I grew a greater appreciation for that season, for season 4.
Yeah.
I grew a greater appreciation for season 4 and 2. I used to shit on 2, but it tied in. It wouldn't have made sense without season 2.
And then you know what else too that a lot of people don't think about? Naaman became D'Angelo. He became what he should have been because when D'Angelo was doing his confession, he told McNulty, he said, you know who my grandfather was? Butch Stanford. And he was like they don't talk about who he was, but you can imagine he was that guy. Naaman dad was Weebay. You know what I'm saying? His mother used to like punk him for not wanting to be in the street. And he was Weebay's son, and Bunny saved him because that's what D'Angelo could have been. Like everything connected at the end.
Yeah, because like you said, goddamn Marlo didn't want to be Avon.
No.
Avon wanted to be Marlo in the end. He was the one who wanted to be up in them buildings having those meetings and shit like that.
He took Chris along with him to kill that girl, remember? After he fucked her in the car after the club. Like he just wanted to get his hand. He wanted to be Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones wanted to be the coach. He wanted to be, he wanted to be on the sidelines, do this and that. That was Marlo.
Jerry Jones want to serve the concessions. Jerry Jones want to do everything, bro.
Always.
Shit, dog. That shit was crazy, dog. Great show, man. But it just had so many scenes. It's just so many scenes that you can go to. Even the conversation with Omar and Bunk.
Yep.
That was another great scene. And that's another thing I appreciated about as much as Bunk wanted to solve some shit. He defended Omar. He knew the streets, and he knew because he said a man gotta have a code.
Yeah.
And everybody knew. Omar said it in the second season when he was on trial for Bird. It's like, bro, I never put my gun to no civilian. So when that shit came out, he knew he had to investigate that shit.
Right.
He knew Omar didn't just pop some lady who was delivering some sodas. He had somebody try to frame him. But what he told him, he said, no more bodies.
No more
bodies after this. That's it. So that's one thing I always appreciated about. They had the one character that and McNulty to a degree too.
Yeah.
Because even when they went to go arrest Omar, he was like, remember when they said, McNulty was like,
he already knew the whole the whole tree, so he already knew like what was bullshit and what wasn't. So like nothing, if it didn't register, he was like, man, like we wasting time. Like, so I fuck with McNulty too.
Got my man Bodie smoke. Well, Bodie got himself smoke.
Yeah, Bodie got himself smoke. Yeah. But he wanted to be a soldier though. Like, he wanted to be a soldier. Like,
it's so many iconic scenes. Like him and McNulty. That last one, he was like, man, I've been out here since I was 10 years old. I ain't never took off a package. I never fucked up a count. I never did anything I wasn't supposed to do. He said, you think when I get arrested, they like, oh, let's send Levy to Bodie? He's like, they don't do none of that shit. And that's like, it all goes back to the chessboard scene. He stayed a pawn. He stayed a pawn.
He never ranked up.
He never ranked up.
Nah.
And he kept the morals and principles.
Right.
Always. Even when he had to go work for Marlo.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's funny too? How many scenes you could truly recall with Avon and Bodie in the same scene? They probably, I don't think there's any of them.
I don't think there's not many
even
of
if
them.
they, and that's the beauty of The Wire. Even if I'm just interpreting this as a real fan of the show and the writers never meant for this to matter, but that's another thing about Pawns. Everybody don't meet the king. He met String. Him and String was cool. They was tight. You never see Bodie and Avon.
Shit, it kind of make you question who was really Stringer when you look at the board. Like,
yeah.
Like, Stringer was a smart nigga at all, but Stringer's
book smart, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
taking
his
econ classes
was his demise. Like, he wanted to do too much as well. Like, so it's like you really got to look at like what was his true position. Like,
the moment Omar shot Brother Muzone, and they had that conversation, it was over for
it's over for that nigga. Bro.
It was over it was over for the jump when he even told him to lie about the shit. But the moment he didn't kill that man, and he knew. Dog, when he walked up in the hospital to go talk to Brother Muzone, that was it.
Yeah,
Avon said, "What?"
He was like, "Dang!" When he said they remember because it cut to Brother Muzone's face, and he was like, "That'll be all." He already knew. He already knew what time it was, bro. And that was all because he wanted to. He was all about business, trying to put. But dog, sometimes you can't apply the business shit to the street. Some
Until
niggas
Clay
are just
Davis
ops.
got him, and then he wanted Slim to take out Clay Davis, and that's when Avon said, "Nah, you
a
gonna be the
businessman,
businessman, right?"
You don't want to get wild and nasty with it.
So you trying to kill her? You trying to?
But
kill
see, he fucked up not
Yeah.
keeping in the buck with Avon about getting prop Joe
Yeah.
package, putting the towels in them coming together. So then when Brother Muzone come down here,
you trying to do too much.
Trying to do too much, bro.
Like,
Did it to himself, man.
stick to the books, nigga. Stick to the books, bro. Like,
That's what you do best. But Avon told him that. He was like, I always thought you was a, guy. I never thought you was like, like that.
Not even like trying to play him shit.
Right,
It's just
this is
like, bro,
truly.
like, if you stick to your lane, you be okay. Like, Avon was trying to, you fucking D'Angelo girl.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
doing,
Oh, yeah, that was
you
dirty.
doing too much.
But
bro.
Avon
Like,
was Avon the whole time. Same dude.
Avon was definitely Avon the whole time. And like I said, he always wanted to take care of his family. Regardless of whatever fallout that he had with his sister, he made sure that she was good.
He told D in jail, "Hey, nigga, don't fuck with. I know you getting your nose dirty. Don't fuck with that new pack when they got his spike, so he can get some parole or whatever." He looked out. He told him, "Hey, keep your nose clean."
That was a nice move by Avon too to get
Yeah.
him out of there. That was I ain't
Fuck
gonna
that
lie.
CO. The CO.
The CEO was on some
Who
bullshit
else?
too, though.
String, once he started being how he was, it was a couple of them, but like for the most part, pretty much everybody you wanted to get their just due it came to. Some probably not, but best show
for
ever.
sure. Oh
Best
yeah,
show
hands
ever.
down. Hands down, man. So what we gonna get into next, man? We get into some sports shit, man.
Yeah, man. Let's talk sports, man.
What you want? What you wanted to talk about, Jordan?
I don't know. Shannon Sharpe, a hoe ass nigga for that.
Now, Shannon Sharpe did go. He
That's
went
some
on
hoe
super
ass
sad,
shit.
bro.
You not gonna tell me you be Snoop Dogg done came on the show and gave you weed. You done drank Henny, smoked blacks, this, that, and other, and then you gonna tell a fan, "Oh, I'm not gonna argue with KD because I'm not gonna lose my job."
He went white man real quick.
He went straight Rappaport. Who they invited on the show to make a mockery and act like a victim because Kevin Durant balked him. I'm gonna say this: Kevin Durant has, I think you said it, has had the craziest story arc.
He has the most interesting athlete story arc of all time.
Really,
Like,
because you never seen somebody like he's at the point. The Burner shit was weak, and everybody need to agree on it. The Burner shit was weak.
Definitely
Mike is
killed him for
adamant
that.
about it, but I feel like that was before athletes was on Twitter being themselves. Like Kevin Durant is a habitual nigga user on Twitter. That's
but
crazy
if you
to
look
think
at,
about.
he's been they chronicle like his social media like. He's been on social media since like
Yeah,
Black Planet.
since-
Like,
yeah.
he's been active on social
Right.
media. Like Kevin Durant is a child of the internet. Like when you really
Exactly.
look at it, like he really is. So it's
Yeah.
like,
You got to think
So-
he was born like 88, 89.
yeah,
Right.
he our age. Like
So-
he basically my age.
I
Like,
think the Burner thing was him not wanting to say certain shit, but now he like, you know what? I fucked up. He said on the podcast with Matt Barnes and Stack, I think he said he was high. He didn't say it, but he was like, y'all know why I slipped up and typed from the Burner. So, he don't hide that. But I think now he's like, fuck it, I am who I am, you know who I am. And he calling everything out. He's a Twitter nigga. He's the most famous Twitter nigga. Truly.
My thing with Kevin has always been because, like Mo said, he went from, we never had an issue with Kevin. He was just a
class
dope
act,
basketball
like, he was
class
Yeah.
act.
yeah,
The
quiet.
move to Golden State, I think he tried to oversell embracing being the villain. Because remember, we used to have conversations about this on the pod around that time. I'm like, bro, like, why is he doing so
Remember
much
when
of this weak shit,
the
bro?
first
Like,
the first game versus Russ?
Oh,
When they was head to head.
And I'm like, bro, what is this going on?
You know what's funny though? You can still see the brotherly love.
You can see the brotherly love.
You can see that like I'm still trying to be mad at you. And then they had the alley in the All-Star game, and it was like you saw Russ like he hit his smile. He wanted it like you know what I'm saying. But Shannon Sharpe a hoe for that, man.
My thing is you can't play both sides, bro. It's like at the end of the day, because Shannon Sharpe has even been the one that like talk that shit about, oh, I don't play them type games, and you come up here. But dog, it's nothing to have a conversation. If you say, here's my whole thing. If you make a lie or speak on something that's a lie publicly, my nigga, you didn't have to spend more than 30 seconds on it.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, had a report yesterday, misquoted Kevin Durant, my bad on that. Okay, let's get back to the topic.
Right.
But you wanted to make it this thing, and you tried. Then you did some slick shit by responding to another. That man right there. It's no different from when Pusha T was talking about Drake. He's like, dog, why you sending all them shots at Kanye? I'm right here.
Right.
Talk to me.
Right.
So Kevin was like, oh, we can talk about it private. No, dog. Let me come up there.
Yeah.
We can talk about this on TV. That's it. But with Shannon, he wanted to backpedal and do all this other shit. I was like, nah, dog, that shit weak.
That's not it.
lame.
That shit weak. Especially when you build up a persona where you don't have you being a stand, you don't have a problem having no conversation with them. And you know, I even take it a step further, even with the conversation that B Marsh and Chad was having on I Am Athlete, like in terms of, and I posted a couple of these clips in my story, and you know, Brandon was even telling him like, bruh, like I'm pretty sure it's been a game where you cost your team a game. I know I have. I drop game winning touchdown pass. What happens on Monday? You gotta wear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of the times, I think with certain players, it's like you can't have no type of critique of them, but you could give them all the roses all day.
Right.
And to me, I feel like with certain players, it's like if you say something about their style of, just go for football and basketball too. It's like it's an indictment on them as their whole career. And it's like, no, bro, you just fucked up this week. I praised you last week when you had 8 catches, 200 yards, 3 TDs. You fucked up this week.
Right.
And it is what it is. Like Chad, biggest thing is like, I don't feel like players who or people who don't play should have an opinion on it. It's like, okay, well, if I read this book, I shouldn't have an opinion on it because I didn't write it, right?
That's a cop out.
That's a cop out. What about the niggas who pay you? They don't play.
Yeah. My thing is
they don't play at all.
And that's what anything like I'm not a fashion designer. I can call some sneakers trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a film writer, but I can call a movie trash. Everybody, rappers and athletes act like they're the only ones where you got to do what they do to criticize them.
It's all. I feel like once you do something to be placed to where a nigga can see it, it's all fair game.
Right.
Like,
now I think
us sitting here right now, a nigga can watch this Monday and be like, I don't really like what them niggas talking about. We gotta wear that. Though.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Which has happened when you major your Panthers comments, but
and what happened? It only went personal when a nigga said some slick shit.
Yeah.
Anything else, I was coming at these niggas with facts. Y'all seen it? I was posting video clips, everything.
Right.
And that also within media. I only get on these niggas when it get personal.
For sure.
Just like with the Russell Westbrook shit with Stephen A. Smith. He didn't say nothing out of bounds.
Nothing.
That was his opinion, and he was asked about that man's performance. Now, granted, somebody brought up a valuable point to me, and I'll say it on the podcast. He was like, Mike, I get it, but he could have just took that opportunity to just speak on that night. He didn't have to harp on his career. I said, you know what? That's a fair point, bro. That's a fair point.
But that need to be universal, man.
It needs to be universal because on the flip side, you got motherfuckers who have a 5-game stretch, good game. They don't say nothing about it, but this motherfucker can have a bad game, and it's back to the same shit.
Yeah.
So I think it's always going to be some type of bias within, you know, especially within like ESPN, the Paul George stat.
Oh my God.
The 6 for 50. That was a lie. They let out a lot of context within that set that they put up, bro. And Dawg broke it down because it was less than 20 seconds. Since when do we do shit under 20? What happened to the 24 shit?
That sounds like some old
that's some
analytical
twisting.
nigga shit.
Right.
Like I don't.
And if it's somebody who don't follow the game, they would think, oh, this motherfucker Paul George. Sorry,
right?
You pushing an agenda,
right?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we seen this man hit some go ahead shots.
Exactly.
In the four, I don't give a damn how much
misleading.
time it is. It should even be, what the fuck is 20 seconds? Well, we see motherfuckers say, go ahead. Kemba just had one with what? How much time was left? 46?
It was like 46 seconds.
Yeah.
That was a big shot.
That's the game one, yeah.
But if you want to be petty with Kemba Walker, somebody will put up a stat and say, well, less than 30 seconds, he's over. But now I seen this man hit big shots. You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times, depending on the player, you know, they might feel some type of way if somebody critiquing their games like, nah, Chad, I can't get with you on that. Because on the flip side, I see Brandon Marshall and Shannon Sharpe talk about basketball every day. They never played that
Never
shit.
played basketball. And that's another thing. He didn't just have to come on the show and it be about you tweeting fake shit or, talking about fake shit that you saw on Twitter. You could address shit. Shannon Sharpe habitually talks about Kevin Durant and why he needs to answer for XYZ. That could have been it. He went up the first take. Yeah. Answer questions about Draymond and Russ and things of that nature. He's been on multiple podcasts.
Kevin don't be ducking these interviews.
Nah,
niggas
never.
Want to talk about shit. Like, I will give him that. He do talk about shit that niggas want to talk about. So I'm pretty sure if he did go up there, like, he would have answered what he wanted to answer. But in all honesty, he would have wanted him to answer some questions too. So, and
it's not like it's a petty thing, my guy. You're an analyst. You brought up a fake tweet. Yeah. You brought up a fake tweet about his comments about a guy that's truly his friend. And in the midst of all this LeBron versus KD shit, they really friends.
All these niggas is friends, man. All these niggas is friends. That's what we get fucked up at. Like, it's us that we want these niggas to take each other heads off. Like,
true
these
friends,
niggas
man.
really be chilling with each other. Like
you even see like Kawhi and James Harden. I don't know what they friendship, but like I've seen at the All-Star game during games, Harden hit a three in Kawhi face and like smacked him on the leg and shit. Like they cool, like they're all friends, and it's dork ass niggas on Twitter. Not always, but the ones behind the stan accounts. But niggas just back and forth bickering on behalf of niggas.
It be
that's
the stan
cool.
accounts, man. The stan accounts, they take it
embarrassing.
They take it too left all the time, and it'd be like
over there.
It's like even with the like. It's like the Jorden ones, they always tearing down LeBron. The KD ones, they always tearing down everybody. Like it's crazy, bro.
They the barbs. They the basketball barbs.
They are.
Man.
They really are, bro. They really are. I just don't.
The Braun shit, man, is like, and like I said, we had this conversation before, but in terms of that fan base, bro, and even then with them, we see with Brian Windhorst, bro. It's like, bro, like it's nothing to say that Joel Embiid was the leading MVP candidate 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Like that's just not what it was. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it just always turns into some extra. I don't want to see a picture of LeBron James and his kids in the car. Y'all asking us why we don't like this man. Y'all think he's the only fucking basketball player with kids
and that's my thing. That's
and
my
a wife?
thing.
That's where the shit get goofy, bro.
Why? Like, I don't hate LeBron. I think LeBron is like, you can't. They say when they introduce somebody in the Hall of Fame of football, can you write the story of the NFL without this man? You can't talk about sports without LeBron. He's a sports icon. He is the ideal black role model. Why nobody talk about anybody else struggle? Like, why is he black man number one? Why is it somebody don't like LeBron, they hating on black men? But you'll make fun of Kawhi, whose father got killed when he was a kid and changed his whole personality. Right. You know what I'm saying? Who hasn't grown up poor? Who hasn't done this? But for some reason, LeBron is the one they made. That's his story. You can't say anything about him. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna make fun of Paul George, who said he had, mental health issues in the playoffs. We're gonna do that. You can't hate on this guy over here. This shit weird, man.
That shit do get weird.
It get tiring.
It get weird. It get tiring.
And growing up, it wasn't like that. Like growing up as a Kobe Melo fan, I didn't have to explain to somebody why I wasn't a fan of who they wanted me to be a fan of. But now you be like, oh, LeBron's your favorite player? Why not? Why is this man? Then they list all the shit he did, all the philanthropy, all the stats. Why is he not your favorite player? I just didn't like the Cavs growing up, nigga. They had ugly jerseys, my nigga. It was that simple. I didn't like the Cavs. He's a great player. I give him his credit. He's top 5 all time. I don't like LeBron James. Why should I have to explain that to you as a grown man? You like T-Mac growing up. You didn't have to tell nobody why you wasn't a Kobe or Iverson fan more than T-Mac.
Nah, niggas embrace niggas having favorite players.
Yeah.
It wasn't a debate about why this person was your favorite player. Like, Steve Francis for a time was one of my favorite players. It was Steve Francis, AI, T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like the post Jordan. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then it transitioned to Derrick Rose. Shit happened to Derrick Rose. Yeah. Transition to James Harden. You know what I'm saying? And then we never used to even have conversations about what niggas was doing off the court coming up. Everything was in the lines. Yeah. So now when you have sports media that done, expanded and doing all this other shit, it's like y'all trying to insert off-court shit with basketball shit in terms of why this player is so great. And I would never get down with shit like that. Yeah. Like, that's where shit get goofy.
I remember Zaire Wade dunked in the game, and he was on the team with Bronny, and LeBron and Savannah was cheering, and somebody had a whole paragraph with Zaire Duncan and Savannah and LeBron on the sideline cheering. I'm like, dog, that's his best friend of how many years, his son? Plus, my nigga, anybody, if your daughter plays softball, another kid on her team hit a home run, you gonna be like, yeah, like that's your child. That's just what teammates, you know what I'm saying? Like they over amplify everything. It ain't even.
I see somebody say, is Jorden doing this with his sons? I'm like, bruh. Like,
he did go to his son's game, and Eric Gordon clapped both of them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
well, I thought Eric Gordon was next.
What about
boy?
the games? What about the games we didn't see Jorden at?
Right.
With his sons, where they probably balled the fuck out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it always get the LeBron and MJ shit will always be a talking point, and it's just gonna boil down to who you prefer, bro.
It's gotten to be politics though, like how politicians like during the
it
election are slandering each other, like you gonna vote for Hillary Clinton, she couldn't keep her man happy.
Like lose me because it's like
it shouldn't go there.
It shouldn't go there.
If they play for 16 years, you got more than enough on the court shit to talk about as to why this one is better than another one. You don't got like people be bringing up Michael Jordan possibly getting his father killed from gambling. Like, dog, why would you bring that up in the GOAT debate?
Yeah, that's never been.
That's
funny
way out of like I'll punch you in the face if you said some shit like that to me about like somebody I cared about. Why would you bring that up in a GOAT debate? I'm talking about basketball. There's plenty of stats. There's plenty of moments. You can even talk about like people be petty and be like, "Oh, nobody lined up for LeBron." It's like that's funny shit. You know what I'm saying? But like to talk about who donate more to South Africa. Nobody give a fuck about that bullshit, nigga.
Oh, I never forget that conversation, bro. Like even dog, like so. Remember when the pandemic happened and The Last Dance was coming out?
Yeah.
All the sports shows was talking about having a debate about the doc, what it was going to be, why Jordan didn't let it come out 2016 because LeBron won it. Mike is not thinking about that man, bro. I guarantee you, that man won that championship. It wasn't, put a hold on. For what?
Yeah.
Even with Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant has been the only player I know in NBA history to be dubbed a cheat code. Mike was really a cheat code in some games because he was a ghost, so you really couldn't. You either had to unlock him. I remember on NBA Live 2001. For me to play with Michael Jordan, I had to beat that motherfucker.
Shit on
you know how many times I had to use fucking either who's on the cover that year? Kevin Garnett or to beat Mike. It was hard as fuck to beat that man. But with Kevin Durant, is like people to say he's this unicorn, he's a cheat code, but he can't be in a GOAT debate one day. For me, Michael Jordan will always be the greatest. But to even be started in the conversation, he can never be
Kevin
in that.
Durant been in that conversation for me, like personally. Like we're not gonna see another Kevin Durant. Like that's the thing. Like there's not. I don't feel like we're gonna see another player with his build and skill set.
Yeah.
Play at the level that he played at. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think we're going to see that again. So like you have to put him up there. Like and he got the hard way to go with it.
Yeah.
He got the career to go with it. Yeah. Like I feel like to not put him in that conversation, it would be kind of ignorant. Like
it's personal.
It's personal if you really watch sports. Like I don't agree with the Golden State move, but the nigga is one of the greatest basketball players we ever gonna see. Like, right. That's just what it comes down to. Like,
and the irony of the Golden State thing is they'll talk about how Golden State couldn't have won without him. So why are you making the Warriors seem super unbelievable?
He was the best player on that team.
Dog, they was saying like, bruh, LeBron and Kyrie would have had 2 more rings had that team stayed the way it was.
Yeah, never
mind.
Why
is it a thing to trip off with KD go there now?
Never mind David Griffin saying the Cavs was trying to pair LeBron and KD, which brings to my next point. The people only hate KD because he beat LeBron. If he would have went to Cleveland, they wouldn't hate him.
And LeBron, my favorite player. Like Mike will tell you, but hey, KD is still one of them niggas.
Like KD, everybody else, when you talk about them, they talk about how relentless and even they highlights like Michael Jordan veins popping out. Kobe got the underbite. LeBron. KD has the most effortless game. Like you see still images of KD like just trying to see if his shot going in. Like his game is so smooth, so simple yet vast. Like he can pull up, he can
this
drive,
man's never
he can
averaged
dunk.
under 20 points in the season.
Never.
So that's a walk at 20. Just off.
That's from rookie season to now.
Yes, never averaged under 20. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, damn. Like when you look at it, it's just like. I even shift gears to like, I'm gonna circle all this in together. So with the Kyrie, KD, James Harden shit, right? Everybody riff with. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna stand on this hill. Kyrie hate started the moment that he left the city of Cleveland.
That's it, because it destroyed the narrative.
Before that point on, there was no reason to dislike Kyrie, have no risk with him, nothing. The moment that man decided I wanted to be out of Cleveland, it was like, oh, who are you to you don't want to be?
You don't want to play with LeBron. We've been saying everybody does for years.
And to go on top, like the media out there was playing games with that man. Like
He went up the first take to talk about that shit. Remember?
They was asking him how's LeBron as a father figure, and this
Like,
nigga was like,
that's where the shit get weird.
His mom died when he was 2 years old. The only parent he has is his father. Why would you ask him that?
Like, why the fuck are you asking him that question? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And truthfully, that the media ties all this. If you can make a tree of all hate tied to every player being tied to LeBron. They don't like Giannis because he won MVPs over him. They don't like KD because he won championships over him. They don't like Kyrie because before Kyrie left, the story was everybody would die to play for LeBron. And here's a dude in his prime who left and said, I want to do my own thing. So now they got to hate on him. Who else? You got, there's a Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard got 2 championships during LeBron's prime, one of them over him. So now Kawhi got to prove so much. Kawhi got 2 fucking championships, 2 final MVP. He limped from a down 0-2 deficit against the MVP, beat the Bucks, beat the Warriors, who, KD was hurt. Yeah, but they had Clay and Steph up until the third quarter of Game 6.
That was a wild playoff run.
That's
one of the top 3 playoff runs.
Look at that playoff run. That was a wild playoff
He was dunking on Giannis with 1 foot.
For me, it's 93 Jordan, 06 Wade, and 2019 Kawhi, bro.
06 Wade got one of the dopest championships because he won the 90s of championship. He got Alonzo his only ring, GP his only ring, White Chocolate his only ring, Antoine Walker.
Niggas, bro.
He got his childhood idols a championship.
He looked out for niggas on their way out, bro.
I think Shaq was like a 19-9 guy that year. He wasn't Lakers Shaq.
More work in that
finals. Yeah.
Shit, Antoine Walker was putting in work that finals.
Really
too.
was.
That first year in Miami, like the 04-05 season, Shaq was an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he was wilding.
By the time 06 rolled around, he still was somewhat effective, but it kind of had like trickled down. So it's just like when I look over the landscape, when I look at Wade's 06 and what Kawhi did, Jordan, and you know what the thing was? All of them was down 0-2 in the pivotal series. Mm-hmm. Jordan was down 0-2 to the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Wade was down 0-2 to the Mavs. Mm-hmm. And then Kawhi was down 0-2 to the Bucks.
And hurt.
You see what I'm saying? So what is this thing that, if anything, Paul George has more to prove?
Yeah. They was making memes of. Remember the clip about Kevin Hart blocking Kyle Lowry in the game? You remember they had like a pickup game in the gym?
Yeah.
They was posting that after the Raptors was losing, so y'all was making fun of his team, but now he win, it don't count. That's another thing about fans. Like
I don't like that shit because they said KD didn't play. I don't know what would have happened if KD played. Anything. We seen some wild shit happen, bro.
And I also saw how you just brought up Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry held it down that whole
That game 6, he got in his fucking bag.
Held it down.
That nigga got in a bag. I never seen that nigga get in before,
I think he felt like he really fucked up Game 5 to win it at home. So he came out in a blaze.
That nigga
game
got
6.
in a serious bag, dog. Like
it's just like with certain players, like that's the thing. Like everybody knows I've been critical of Steph. More so in the playoff stage, on the final stage. But there's nothing I can say. How can I look over the landscape of the NBA history and I say this man top 3-point guard all time?
Yeah.
How can I not say that? There's only 2 people I can put over that man, and that's about it. Other than that, it's just like I think we became so critical of certain players in terms of winning a championship because there's only one Larry O'Brien trophy.
Right.
So it's like I always see the conversation every year. PG got to prove something. I asked Demetrius the other day. I was like, when you say that, what do you mean? Like, just in terms of just balling. So, like, if he loses in a 7-game or 6-game series, is that okay? And I just want to know, is that okay to lose because Paul George, Giannis, Dame all can't win a championship in 1 year. Right. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Giannis, and they all can't win a championship in the same year.
Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose.
Somebody got to win and got to lose. And I think it's become a thing where it's never been. It's how you go out more so, in my opinion.
Right. Like one of the things about the James Harden hate, dog. Like if you dislike him, fine. But he pushed the unbeatable Warriors as y'all pitched them to 7 games, man. And then they went to the finals and they beat LeBron and the Cavs that year? 4-1 or they swept them? I can't remember.
They swept them 2018.
Right. So you can't.
It was 4-1.
If at Game 6 and Game 7, it was really a debate, which I never truly thought the Rockets was gonna win. I don't think anybody really did. But they pushed them to Game 7. That can't be a knock against them. Just can't.
I think with James, for him, he's gonna have to win a championship for the weight to be taken off. Like I remember even they had the standings last year playoffs about who's under the most pressure. Like he was number 1, and grandly so. So I think it turns, but I still think it'll be a conversation even if they do win, because I see the narratives change every week with this and that shit. Yeah. So like, I'm so happy that LaMarcus Aldridge did not have a heart attack on the basketball court. Like, he's good. Shout out to him. But it went from, oh, this man washed up, to now, oh, that's a big loss. Like, which one is it?
Right.
They was winning games without this man, had the best record without him. When he got him, he was just supposed to be an extra body getting rebounds.
Exactly.
And
that's my thing. Like, people are saying, oh, if they win, it don't count, or they bought a championship. But every step of the way after the James Harden trade, you had somebody beating them. You had the 76ers.
It's the NBA at the end of the day.
76ers beating them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear anything about them being unbeatable, or they bought a championship. None of that funny shit.
Ben Simmons is so funny, bro.
That nigga brought up plus minus.
This nigga brought up plus and minus when they asked him about his defense, because he was talking about how, oh yeah, I'm the best defensive. Well, what about last night? Kyrie had 37.
Yeah, Kyrie dropped almost.
He was
like,
we won.
On this.
Right. He was like, yeah, but Kyrie had 30. Oh, but his plus minus was low. Plus we won.
Bro, that's embarrassing.
Nah.
My thing is, I say all the time, if you can't calculate a stat with a calculator, I don't want to hear you bring it up. I don't hear about PER, none of that shit.
I don't want to hear.
I never give a fuck about PER, bro.
I don't want to hear.
Like back then, it was
efficiency. All that. I just want to niggas scoring and niggas playing defense, niggas assist. I don't care about all that advanced shit, bro.
I don't care about advanced, because back then it was just about, okay, what did he shoot from the field?
Word,
right, that was it.
Like I said, if you can't I can look at it. You took 7 attempts. You made 4. I can calculate.
I can calculate that. Like all this other shit. That's where you lose me, man.
Right.
Because we're not playing that. We're playing, like you say, a nigga shoot 7 threes. He hit 4. I can calculate that. All this other shit, like niggas not playing that.
What does that mean? And that's why basketball is looked at as how it is now. You get so much, he's a great player. Some of these niggas suck. It's okay. It's okay to say players aren't. We don't have to fish for a stat to make you think everybody's good.
Right.
Everybody's not good, man. I'm a big Clowney criticizer. Clowney ain't never had 10 sacks in his whole career. I don't want to hear nothing about his ability.
When Jorden was breaking down his critique of Jadeveon Clowney film, I'm like, damn, like why Jorden so hard on fucking Jadeveon? So then I went and did research. I'm like, no, he's valid in his assessment because you was the number 1 overall pick.
He was.
And you never had more than 10 sacks in the season, my nigga?
Never. And you played on the other side of JJ Watt.
No, you should be getting some sacks, my nigga.
You a pass rusher.
The barbecue girl should be fired up every week, bro.
You ran a 4.4, 4.5, 40 at 2. Dog, you was the guy. There's no reason you shouldn't be. But that's a whole.
I think it's more so when I think the basketball players are a little bit more sensitive to their critique. Versus, like, let me ask you, do you feel like Russell Westbrook's critique is overblown in the media? Or do you feel it's fair?
It's a toss up, man, because sometimes like when they talk Russ, it's like like we said earlier, like it's kind of like niggas try to diminish his entire career as opposed to him fucking up in the moment. Now on the flip side of that, like there's a lot of moments where he has fucked up back to back. So in a way, it's kind of warranted, but on a grand scheme, like a lot of people use it to tear down his whole career.
Yeah,
that's what I don't agree with.
Right.
Now, like say like Russ go out last night, he fucked up, shot 2 for 10. You know what I'm saying? We're just fucking up all around. I get if you want to kill him for that. But it's a difference in killing him and then being like, well, you know, he fucked up last night. This is why KD left his ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different. It always go to that when niggas talk about Russ. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like, bro, like it'd be kind of weird when niggas slander Russ because it's like, all right, you'll use an instance where he might have fucked up last night, and then you try to tie in shit that happened 5 seasons ago.
Where would you put him all-time point guards?
When it's all said and done for Russ, man, like, I would want him to be at least a bottom top 10 going into like that 15. But realistically, like depending on how he wrap it up, it might be like in that bottom, you know, that 15 going into 20. Like it depends. But it's kind of hard because it's like when I think about,
I might put 10 to 15.
Yeah, I would say that too, like, 10 to 15.
10 to 15.
Which that's still not a knock neither though. Like
no, it's a lot of great fucking players that come through this league.
Right. I think what it come down to as well as this is kind of fucked up to say in the way they view sports, but not everybody's path is a championship. And I was telling Mike this about Russ. Like I used to be like, man, who gives a fuck about triple doubles? But even sometimes I still am when they lose. Like that shouldn't be. ESPN has ruined how we look at sports because now a nigga have a 40-point game and they tweeting it and it's fire emojis. Yeah, but he shot 38% and they lost by 20, and that's just anybody.
That's what happened when Devin Booker dropped 70 on us. He lost. But it was
nigga scored 0 points.
Cut the ass though.
Right. Like wasn't that in the Celtics arena?
Yeah.
Wasn't y'all fans cheering when he was scoring? That's bad.
That was bad.
That's embarrassing.
I can't front.
Y'all was cutting their ass though.
Yeah. When he dropped 70,
and they were like, yeah,
they bench was cutting up and on. Yeah. It's like, bro, y'all losing. Though.
But like back what I was saying, like everybody's path ain't the finals. And Russ, you got it. He's gonna retire as long as he don't have no injuries. I hope nobody ever does. If he goes the rest of his career healthy, he's gonna beat the triple-double record. You know what I'm saying? And in a certain way, that's his championship.
Right.
Because everybody's not on a team equipped to win a championship. Now, if Kawhi, KD, the players that have teams to where you see them as a deep playoff run threat, fine. But some of these dudes on these teams where they lotteries or whatever, look, their accomplishments are their championship. Barry Sanders' rushing yards is his Super Bowl ring. That's what it is. He was never on a team equipped to win a championship.
It's definitely harder in football because you depend on 11 other guys
exactly
on the football field.
Exactly.
So, like, even with best.
I just feel like when it comes down to this whole, like, championship shit, bro, like, I feel like people, like, you know, who just are fans and, you know, might have just watched sports casually, like, it's not easy to win these rings, bro. Like,
really
it's not easy to
man.
win. It's not easy to get to the playoffs. Like, it's not easy to advance. Like, this shit's hard, bro. Like you're playing the best of the best people every night, bro. Like,
each round it gets harder.
Each round it gets harder. Like, I just don't like. It's not a knock on niggas if they might retire ringless. Like Mike says, it depends on how you go out in each of these, like, you know.
There never was no slander of AI, John Stockton, or Karl Malone, or none of them. Reggie Miller, none of them got. Nigga, you lost to the man. You know how many?
Stockton played in the playoffs every year.
It was still busting niggas' ass at 38.
Every single year, yeah.
Was still busting niggas' ass, bro. Like,
and it's like
in the short shorts. He never got the long shorts.
Never.
Sometimes you just lose to the man. LeBron left a lot of niggas ringless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just that Kobe left a lot of niggas ringless.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Kobe's
happens.
playing the best niggas, bro. Like, come
that's
on,
why I
bro.
hate the Kobe hate, because during that era, Shaq won championships in the depleted center era, and nobody want to say that, but really, when you think about it, there were tweener forwards. There might have been the Rasheeds and the Tim Duncans who went back and forth.
And that's cool.
But he didn't. But he didn't win the championships against the Patricks and the Hakeems and whatnot. Meanwhile, Kobe was playing in the era of all the wing guys, all the dominant guards and forwards that he was.
There was niggas dedicated to stopping Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe stopper.
Right.
There was
right. That was a phrase.
That was a phrase.
Patterson.
I don't knock Shaq for how he won his rings. It is what it is. But my whole thing was like the dominance aspect of him as a player. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, you got to remember, he was losing to these same people that y'all say was milkmen.
Yeah, that's what.
That'd be my thing.
That's the thing about the milkman thing that pisses me off is like, hold on. Your favorite players learn to play basketball by watching these milkmen and watching
these same
you know
dudes.
what I'm saying? Somebody, they had to play somebody.
Even with Giannis, it's like, bro, Giannis' style of play is not the reason why he doesn't have a ring. That does not make sense.
The team just saying
it's just a team, and sometimes they just like, for them to lose that 0-2 lead to the Raptors was bad. They hit a bad stride last year against the Heat, and sometimes I look at Giannis. There's never could been a time I look at Giannis in a game and I was like, you know what, bro? Like, other than maybe Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals 2019. All in all, he just lost.
Yeah, and that just happens.
Sometimes niggas just lose.
But the Heat series, he was hurt. Like that, his ankle was fucked up.
Depleted. You know, Chris Middleton hit a big shot for them not to get swept, but you still went on in 5. It's just like
I never seen Giannis like completely like just lay down.
Yeah, no, there can never be a time I seen that, and it's just like, even with it's just gonna be interesting to see, like, with Jamal Murray going out. I don't know the significance of
Jokic got MVP.
Donovan Mitchell's
It was a sprain.
They say he'll be back.
Sprain.
They say
So
they probably just gonna sit him for a while though, but they say he'll be back.
Well.
Yeah, Joker got that. That's this year's MVP conversation has been with some of the nastiest conversations.
Bro, there's no way y'all got 10
front.
possible contestants for the
Yeah, I
MVP.
can't
That's
front,
ridiculous.
bro.
It's been a lot of bullshit. It's been a lot of narratives. Been trying to be swayed, of course, because of James Harden left Houston. I didn't know this shit was a fucking beauty pageant, my nigga. I thought this shit was basketball. So when I hear people say, "Oh, he can't get the MVP because he left Houston," like, what the fuck does that mean?
To do with it, like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that has nothing to do with
If
winning MVP.
like,
or not.
okay, and then in terms of how they judge MVP, I thought it was best record, at least top 2, top 3. But you don't have you have no conversations about Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
None, zero.
I've been feeling like he was getting robbed. Like even they're not even trying to talk about that man. Like,
And I say this, they have tiers of people they feel like should win something. If you're not in the tier at your position to where they say, okay, it would sound good for him to win this trophy, they're not gonna give it to you, which is weird.
it's weird because Donovan Mitchell's probably I'm trying to think who's a better shooting guard than him right now. Like he got to be top 2 or top 3.
He's up there.
Based off his season,
Yeah.
He's up there, but they don't. His name ain't a LeBron, a KD, a Steph, a Jokic, a Luka. So that's why they try not to give
for
it
Luka
to
to be ranked number 3 in the MVP ladder is fucking ridiculous,
like
man.
7 seed.
As a 7 seed,
That Luka shit crazy though
Yeah.
because they even had Luka. They had Luka and LaMelo over Tatum and
Over
of people
yeah,
like the under
yeah.
what was like the under
Under
25
20,
list or
yeah.
something like that, and it's like how LaMelo over Jason Tatum.
Right.
How?
Right. And even with like the MVP, like
John
people
Morant
say-
wasn't up there. I would have had Ja like at 10.
Yeah,
10,
nice. But people say, "Oh, Russ won MVP as a lower seed," but he did something that hadn't been done for like
Yeah,
40
we never
years.
seen it.
You know what I'm saying? Luka's just white. Let me just say, Luka's just white.
And I like his game,
He
bro.
nice. He
I
dope.
love his game
He
because I
next.
remember when he first came out, a lot of people saw, and that's where we used to always have the discussion about the 90s versus 2000s. I'm like, and I use Luka as an example. I'm like, dog, look at Luka Doncic averaging 27, 28 points a game. This nigga is not athletic in the least bit.
He would be
He's
killing shit in
skilled
the
like,
90s.
but he's skilled like a motherfucker.
Him and Jokic
But
both
the
look fat.
over elevation of Luka, that's why when it comes to playoff performances, I always tie it together because, dog, there's no way in hell that y'all can prop up these guys. Then when they lose, you want to baby them.
Right.
Don't tell me that he's a top 4 player, but y'all will kill another top 4 player if they lose.
Right.
You can't have it both
If
ways.
you want to put him up there, he got to take what
gotta
come with
stay
that.
there,
He
yeah.
got to take what come with that
Yeah.
shit, though.
Why the fuck
It's
did you
cool.
lose to the Clippers,
I'm not
nigga?
gonna
I don't give a
argue-
damn.
I'm not going to argue if you want to put Luka up there. But when he loses, because like we said earlier, somebody got to lose. So when he does lose, hold him to the same type of
If he
standard.
went out bad, hold him.
Hold him
Right.
to
But
that
if he
shit.
dropped 35 in the game 7, they lose. Okay, cool.
They just lost.
But the
Exactly.
standards of no, I'll give him another 3 years before I gotta say he gotta win a championship. Why?
Like, nah, he
So
got
why?
there. He got there. He's capable.
What we gonna say in 3 years then? When if
Exactly.
he don't got that ring, you know what I'm saying? What we gonna say then?
You can't have it both
My
ways,
thing is,
bro.
if you get there, you capable.
That'd be
If
my
you get
thing.
there, in certain situations, all right. Somebody
Certain
got hurt,
situations,
yada, yada.
yeah.
But like, if you there, you capable. If you losing by 10 points or less, you could have won that game. Like, so that's how that go.
There's always gonna be some shit with, especially within. I think it's like with the because there's only a few guys that I can say like within media that I really fuck with when it terms of critiquing or an evaluate. Like I've always fuck with Tim Legler. I always fuck with Jalen
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about like
They
basketball
consistent.
talk. Like they consistent with this shit. And there's never been a time I could look at Tim Legler and
It
be
felt like
like
they was hating.
They was hating on some shit. Or Jalen Rose, like he was hating on some shit. You see what I'm saying? Like a few of these guys, like 100% Skip be wilding a lot of times with his LeBron critique.
He's made his career off that.
Yeah.
But I can't say he's made his career off that. I can't say that Skip made his career
He's-
off that
he
because
spent the
it was
majority
a
of
time.
his career doing that.
If you go over the landscape of Skip's career, and I just say it like this, from the cold piece of days up until now, this is 05. LeBron wasn't really into his prime at that time. It's been a lot of conversations Woody and Skip would have not regarding this man. So then even when it transitioned to First Take, it's a lot of conversations that it was just that because it was LeBron, it got over elevated.
Yeah.
A lot of Skip dialogue is Cowboys.
Yeah.
That was his thing up until Cold Pizza, until now, or the Spurs.
Skip might hate on Aaron Rodgers more than LeBron.
He definitely hates on Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers more than he does LeBron James. That's 100% facts.
I remember Skip blamed the Packers beating the 49ers on a safety named Jimmy Ward, who was ranked as the last. Pro Football Focus had him ranked as the last safety in the league, and he blamed it on him being out. Like, that's the kind of shit he's giving. Like, you could find 10-minute clips on YouTube of a compilation of him just giving LeBron credit. He consistently calls him the best passer he ever seen in his life. He don't give Aaron Rodgers no love, none.
I don't know where that stems from though.
Me neither.
To be honest,
he's a Favre guy.
Oh, that's what it is.
He's a Favre guy.
Oh, okay.
That's his thing.
That one in itself, I didn't know. But one thing I always give him credit for is that's why I was getting on Shannon, because I'm like, bro, Skip and invite a motherfucker up there.
Yeah.
And Richard Sherman
Skip
cleaned this man up. You see what I'm saying? Like, and he'll take it on the chin. So I can't give Shannon Sharpe no pass in terms of not wanting to have KD coming, because you talking about losing your job when your partner in crime will always invite. 3 athletes I've seen go up there and challenge Skip on what he said: Richard Sherman, T.O., and Chad Johnson.
Yeah, Shannon pulled some old.
So even with the Dame shit, what Skip said, I looked at the text, I called that man.
he bodied Dame.
And if it was a lie, we know Dame outspoken. Right. Dame would have said, "Nah, you ain't called me."
Right.
So I know it wasn't no shit that he was gonna lie about. So if Skip always say, if you have an issue with what I say, come up here, or I'll call you a text, whatever the case may be. But he'll always give it up like that. So that's why I give him respect in terms of anything that he has a critique wise. You more than fair to come up there and dispute it. So with the shit with Shannon, it was like, nah, dog, like,
that was
nah, dog. Let KD come up there and y'all have a discussion, because I don't care what nobody say. It's one thing to have a difference of opinion of a player being better. Shannon Sharpe doesn't have videos removed off YouTube of him praising the fuck out of Michael Jordan, saying he the GOAT, he this, that, and the third. So I know for the most of his Braun take, that shit is for performative measures. A lot of that shit is for performative measures. So when he get on KD about the Golden State shit, and like when he was responding to ask KD about this, why?
No, nigga, you could have asked him when he came on the show, but you blocked him. That was the last thing he said before you blocked him. Nigga scurried while he was on the show. I'm not mistaken. This was during the taping.
It was during taping. Like,
you tweeting while you live on air about the shit. Let that man come up there and talk about that shit, dog.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. What Dallas gonna do this year, man?
Come on, man. Super Bowl, man. Y'all already know.
You was saying that since 90.
Super Bowl.
Y'all family saying that every year since 96.
Listen, the stars is the lining right now. All right, we got Dak back. Which people mad about Dak getting that contract. I'm like,
that's the market.
Yeah, that's the market. Not to mention, why Dak got to be the guy that not get his money? Every other recent guy bombed out. Okay, it was who else?
Dez got his money when that was the market.
Right. Dez. What happened to Dez? Exactly. DeMarcus Lawrence. He had 11.5 sacks in the last 2 years, and he's an edge rusher. He got $100 million.
Hey, one thing this nigga can't stand is a defensive end.
I can't.
Who do not get sacks, I don't. Who getting paid?
Yeah,
bro.
some shit is
he
about
hates that
sacks,
shit.
Because he's
one of the highest paid in the league.
That's your job, though. That's your job. That's your job.
And like I said, and this is for
they're the highest paid after the quarterbacks.
Yeah, these are the 4-3 defensive ends or the 3-4 outside linebackers. You are a pass rusher. I don't want to hear nothing about it. It's not always about stats. Yes, it is always about stats. It is always about stats.
With that position, yeah.
Yeah, it's about stats. It's about you getting to the quarterback, take him down, probably some forced fumbles, whatever.
Marcus Lawrence needs 15 sacks. Bro.
Yeah, like really. And that's how he got it. He got 14 sacks. So I don't understand people be like, oh, we gave Dak too much money. Why? Dak in the playoff games, Dak be the hardest playing one. Dak plays like if you want to talk about not stats, not being everything, look at how Dak played. Look at how Dak run.
Shit, the Rams lost. They ran for 275 on the Cowboys. What Dak supposed to do about that?
Exactly. What did he do in that game?
I seen him the game winner against the Seahawks in the playoffs. Rushed in for I never understood the over criticism of Dak Prescott, because he's a solid quarterback.
And they say the same shit. Oh, he's overthrown receivers.
Okay.
But look at his completion percentage, though. If you want to talk about stats, look at his completion percentage.
And see, that'd be my thing with Teddy Bridgewater, bro. That really, and I never understood that shit. It's like, bro, like this motherfucking, I don't give a, if you over 60%, don't talk to me about somebody overthrowing a receiver. I don't want to hear it. Because it's hard as fuck to complete 60% of your passes, bro.
It is. Right.
That's why we saying, like, I don't want to hear
like, motherfuckers gonna overthrow. You think Tom Brady's never over, he might not do it as much as these other guys.
But it's happened.
I see Patrick Mahomes do it. But he throw for what? 68%? He completes 68%?
But you know, they'll compliment it. Oh, his arm's too strong. They'll say some weird shit like that to compliment the nigga.
Okay, Cam got one of the strongest arms too.
Right. Some niggas got rockets, some niggas got lasers.
Cam came in with a cannon.
Right.
So it's
like Cam will overthrow more so than, Patrick Mahomes and the Tom Brady's or the Drew Brees, but dog. Knock the fuck off when it come to certain.
Y'all think the Justin Fields thing is biased?
You know what? I'm not even surprised about it because I seen it with Lamar. I seen it with Cam.
Right.
I seen it with Jamarcus Russell. Except with Jamarcus, he just fumbled the bitch.
Yeah.
RG3. I seen it with all these.
RG3 had to win the highest honor in college football to jump in the draft like he did.
He damn sure did.
White quarterbacks get to play at BYU, UCF. Blake
they come
Bortles
out of nowhere.
Bro, I'm about to get some bars off with that shit.
And they just beat them niggas. Like,
you go third, bro. Like, what?
I'm about to get some bars off on that shit there.
No,
Like, I'm so tired of that shit, bro.
It always be like that. It be like, all right, like you just said, nigga come out of fucking Corpus Christi Academy or some shit, and he'll be,
Zach Wilson got losses to Coastal Carolina,
have
bro.
Have you guys heard of this guy?
How is it that Zach Wilson could be at two people? I'm about to tie this shit in together. How is it that Zach Wilson can come from BYU? We never heard about this man before this year. I don't give a fuck if you've been following him. I'm talking about on a grand scale.
Never.
Right? Matt Jones, 1 year starter. You've been there 5 years. You never got the starting job over Tua or Jalen Hurts? I'm also tie this shit in, right? Trey Lance, North Dakota State. Who played there?
Trey Lance, the best quarterback in the draft.
Who played there? Carson Wentz, right? How the fuck is he not elevated over Zach Wilson, who played at BYU?
Right.
Well, we got Carson Wentz who came from there, and I was a Carson Wentz fan. I call this shit fair. If you dope, I don't give a fuck what school you came. Joe Flacco went to Delaware. I fuck with Joe. Yeah. I evaluate the tape. I'm looking at Zach Wilson tape, and all his throws are damn near under no pressure.
None.
But then you want to rave about him rolling out the other way on a pro day pass? Kyle Bowler threw off his knees 60 yards back in 04, 03. What did Kyle Bowler do for the Ravens?
Had one of them arms too.
Don't talk to me about that shit. I don't want to hear that. I seen people. Johnny Manziel had a better pro day than Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. And that's facts of the matter. So I don't want to hear about that shit. Why is these motherfuckers getting... We talking about Mac Jones being number 3 pick in the draft over Justin Fields?
4 first-round wide receivers, too.
Bro, Justin Fields got his ribs fucked up.
And still went and handled his business.
Yep. And I seen him put a pass on the dime. On a dime against Clemson. Big throw. I ain't seen that from Zach Wilson. No. Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are the 2 quarterbacks I have no questions about. There should be no conversation about Zach Wilson. And if Zach Wilson come out to be who he is, okay, cool.
Yeah, salute to him.
The Panthers better not pick that motherfucker Mac Jones. I know that.
Yeah, he probably.
I don't give a damn if he threw for 46 and 8 because he had a wide receiver who caught about 23 of them motherfuckers.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, how his stock so high, but
how he had the Heisman winner. But
he had Jalen Waddle. He had Jerry Jeudy. He had Henry Ruggs at some point. I believe he was thrown.
He had the 4 horses of wide receivers.
He was thrown to these guys. So it don't add up to me. Like you said, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Wilson. I think Justin Fields. I think Trey Lance is dope though.
But you know when it comes to black quarterbacks,
I see a lot of Cam and Trey Lance.
It is.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be like that. It don't matter how much. Like Cam really pushed the door open for a black quarterback to be really successful. Because before then, we already had to deal with Michael Vick and his situation. Right. Jamarcus Russell in 07, his situation. So it's like, all right, Cam come out the gates, 4K, 14 rushing touchdowns. That's still a record.
Wasn't his first game like 400?
400. Mm-hmm. First 2 games was 400. So why are we still having these conversations about black quarterbacks, bro?
Right.
Lamar Jackson was MVP his second year.
Lamar Jackson...
Like, come on, bro.
Is in the category of Tom Brady and I think Aaron Rodgers. No, Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers the most touchdowns in like the last 3 years. But we still talking about his arm. He led the league in pass touchdowns.
And who the fuck is he even throwing to? Who the fuck Lamar?
Hollywood Brown.
He got Hollywood receivers.
He got Hollywood Brown, which is,
there's no shot at him. He's
fast,
but he ain't no.
But he's a number 2 right now.
He's not a marquee receiver. That's what I'm saying. Like
he ain't his cousin.
He don't He don't got top tier receivers, and he's still doing what he got to do.
Yep.
So it's like it just lets you know that they'll find any way to knock you, bro. If you like QB.
And my whole thing is too, like with the Sam Darnold shit, right? Like somebody had put up a massive video of Zach Wilson making a throw. I'm like, dog, Sam Darnold made the same throw. Make the same fucking throw against the Niners for a touchdown, and damn sure he did it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, dog, don't come and rave to me about it's the little shit. But Justin Fields got to throw for fucking 80 across his body.
They tore Sam Darnold down too. Like that's why I want him to do good with y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and the Teddy Bridgewater shit. I tell you what, I fuck with Teddy. And he's going to have a change. I think his trajectory now as far as a
he's the Alex Smith kind of guy.
He's going to be a career backup here on out. unless somebody gets hurt.
Right.
Nobody's going to take a chance on Teddy no more, being I had a season with. And I feel bad for him because a lot of those games wasn't on him.
Yeah.
A lot of those games wasn't on him, man. Like, he had his faults, like, but he's a solid quarterback. And I think with the black quarterback, man, it's just like, it's just always this extra bullshit, bro. Like, there's no, Justin Fields should be a Jet.
Yeah.
Point blank period. I don't give a damn what nobody say. But I either want him or Kyle Pitts, or I'll take the tackle from Oregon, Sewell. So
it's always some bullshit with the black QBs, man. Like,
I even hear about the Patriots trying to trade up for him.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
For him to come behind Cam, that'd be dope.
But shit, black quarterbacks is like, they even say like, oh, you got to switch the receiver to be in the league. But what about Colt McCoy? He ain't fast. He don't got a good arm. What is he? He's a career backup making how much?
And you see, when them motherfuckers who was the golden boy in college and they fuck up and they be career court, they don't talk about that shit. They never talk about the Colt McCoy.
Who was the USC guy after Sanchez? Barkley.
Barkley.
Barkley's a bum.
A bum. Big
A
bum.
bona fide bum. Colt
Mark
McCoy.
Sanchez had 2-3 years and that was it.
Yeah, and they never talk about it. But
shit, Sanchez commentating.
Oh, the other Alabama quarterback who got on AJ McCarron.
Yeah.
And this, look at, he's too athletic because he runs a 4.3, but a white quarterback run the 4.7 as fast. Like they make it a con for this guy, but it's a pro for the next guy. He's slower.
It's racism, man.
Yeah, it's racism. Even the words. The white quarterback, the first guy in, the last guy out. Like, you hear that shit. Shannon said that the other day. But you never hear them talk about how hard-working black guys are. You might hear people talk about how much the team loves them and shit like that, but they never get complimented on their attributes.
Like, why is there a conversation about Tua being traded? Why?
He was hurt.
Why?
He had a hip injury.
Off 1 year? Off 1 year. And it's rare that you see with a white quarterback. The only one I seen it is Josh Rosen. That wasn't really given a fair shake. Outside of that, it's always a black. There should be no conversation about Tua getting traded, bruh.
No.
Not after a rookie year.
No.
And he the number 2 overall pick?
Bo Jackson retired from football because of a hip injury.
Yeah. I didn't see nothing. People be saying, well, Tua he's a rookie, bro. Like, my God. Like, Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for a year. I think a lot of people be forgetting that shit, bro.
I say it all the time. Jared Goff didn't even look like he could be a college quarterback his rookie year.
No,
he was terrible. He was so bad. He ended up leading his team to MVP. He's been not MVP.
Do y'all feel like they aborted the Jared Goff experiment a little too soon? Or
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of shitted on that man.
I wouldn't argue if somebody was to say Stafford is better than Jared Goff.
I wouldn't argue that neither.
This Jared Goff shit like he's some sort of robot and he got to have crutches on the field is some bullshit. Right. The Rams don't get to the Super Bowl without him. Now, look what he did against the Seahawks in the playoff game. Fresh off of thumb surgery 5 days ago. 5 days ago. But y'all got beef with Jared? Y'all out y'all fucking mind, bro.
I felt they played him, and on the low, it might bite them in the ass because Stafford is a good quarterback.
But he's older.
I gained a lot of respect for Stafford.
He's older.
He is older, though. He is older, and like you said, like
Jared Goff is not even 27. I don't think.
Yet. And for what it's worth, he knows that offense in and out now. So it's like you just going to remove him from the situation just because you might feel like Stafford is the greener grass.
Because the Rams won a Super Bowl every year. Look at the moves they make. Every move they make every year is for a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's
they making drastic roster changes, but you don't do that with your quarterback.
Yeah, though. Like that's you don't do that, bro. So who's to say that the Stafford move don't make you go a step back?
You traded for Brandon Cooks, gave him all this money, then he was out after a year.
And the quarterback is the chemistry, man. Like that's
what I'm
the head of the snake. It don't make no sense.
Who's to say these niggas not even fucking with Stafford once the season get into it? Like they might be like, man, fuck this nigga.
You got to build a team, man. You got to put it like what the Patriots doing with Cam now. Look at all the fucking moves they done made, even defensive wise too. Like they went out, they getting the tight ends, they getting like shout out even with Matt Rule, like he getting out there, he getting some weapons for Daunte. Like I like the tight end that we got. Defensive wise, we got Denzel Perryman because Lord knows Tahir Whitehead was on my shit list this season, boy. I was like, bro, do we even have a middle linebacker on the field? And he got a C on his chest. I miss Luke Kuechly so bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
And then he turned into a scout. How you gonna tell a team, yeah, you need a linebacker?
Shit.
6'2", 240. Nigga, use the linebacker.
He was the marquee.
That C don't stand for captain.
Yeah. You the man. He was the most like decorated draft pick we ever had, bro. Like no type of flaws when you go to the draft board and you was like, okay, no, Luke was the guy for you to retire at 28. My nigga, I was sick behind that shit.
Arguably, if you want to put Cam, the greatest Panther of all time.
He is. I would say Cam is.
I would say.
I blame A-Lot.
for me, Panther-wise, it's got to be Luke, Cam.
He retired before him.
Steve Smith, yeah.
It's got to be them
But
three.
he started that trend. I'm not saying it's a trend, but I think he kind of made it okay to be like, fuck it, I'm 27, I'm retired.
Right.
I'm going to walk with my health at least. Like,
That's a linebacker thing, because remember the dude, the 49ers
Willis.
had Chris, because it's toe, but they had a dude from, I can't remember, his name was Chris Borland.
Oh, he retired
He
super
was short.
early.
He was like 5'10". He had 103 tackles, I think, Pro
He
Bowl.
retired
maybe
his second
first
year.
He retired second
Yeah.
year.
It's like it's too much. Yeah.
Hey, but
I don't blame
the
them.
goal.
boys.
that's the goal. It's the goal. Like, it's the goal. Like,
But the reason why I hit with Luke so close is because
He was still-
we're the same age. So when I got the alert, I'm thinking to myself, Luke retired at 28. Like, nah. And I'm thinking that shit like, no, like he's been here since 2012, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. My nigga, you still in your prime. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, you arguably going to be the greatest.
He could have been the greatest.
Like, I used to tell
linebacker
people
ever.
all the time, like, when I look at Luke Kuechly, he has no flaws in his game.
that nigga-
None.
That man's a monster.
Yeah.
Zero. And I used to tell him, like, bro, he arguably might be better than Ray Lewis. And
He's
of
in
course,
that
because
class.
He's Ray.
He's in that class.
People be like, nah, but I'm like, no, dog. Like, he's sideline to sideline.
He was on the
That's
way.
what I'm
It
saying,
was
bro.
coming.
Like,
He was on his
he
way.
can cover the
Coming
tight
away.
ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna go sideline to sideline. He calls out how
Yeah, he's
many
smart.
how many
He's
top
too
100
smart.
shows we seen year to year where they got another guy saying, I don't know how he does it.
Exactly.
I'll go to the line and he's calling out 40% of our plays. 40%?
That's crazy.
Yeah. He got.
We're not getting that again.
What's his worst play? Getting mossed by Julio?
Yeah, like that's his worst play.
Getting the ball snatched from you by Julio Jones?
What can you do?
Exactly.
At least the nigga was there.
Exactly.
He was there.
Right.
A lot of linebackers wouldn't
They
even have
wouldn't
been
do it. It's
there.
like getting dunked
A
on.
middle linebacker's not supposed to keep up with a
Bro, Jorden.
Exactly.
Jordan even know Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
That was a playground for him that
Right,
game.
right.
And we just like this man had back-to-back plays picks. I'm like, bro, this
Luke was one of them, man.
Luke is one of them, bro,
one of
and
them.
we're not getting that again.
Luke is what Sean Lee was supposed to be if he could.
I can
stay on
agree
the
with that.
fucking field.
I can agree with that.
He definitely needs to get to Pilgrim.
You get those sometimes. You get those sometimes.
That's getting added to the glossary. Gifted Pilgrim.
Oh, fact. Sean Lee, I remember because who's the old boy we work with at Amazon who's a Cowboy fan?
Boy, Sean Lee must have a voodoo doll out there.
And I was like,
somewhere,
bro,
'cause that
Sean,
nigga
and he
stay
was
hurt.
telling me, he was like, bro, Sean Lee might be. I was like, let me check him out. And I was like, yeah, but he can't stay fucking
Can't
healthy.
stay. Yeah, you can't stay healthy.
Sean Lee sneezed
Like,
too
I'm
hard,
interested
tore
to
a
see
PCL.
how Carson Wentz be for y'all, man. Like, the Carson Wentz shit was crazy. I'm like, bro, as much as y'all, the Eagles had no business being in certain playoffs without Carson Wentz. That's all the fuck I'm going to say about that. So all this shit about Carson was so terrible.
Yeah,
I blame
yeah,
Max
man.
Kellerman for that, too.
Yeah,
though.
Max been like, and that people talk about hating.
Hater, dog.
He
He hates on Carson Wentz, bro.
It's malicious. Like you could say some people hating this for ratings. Like you could see it in the way he smirked. Like he don't like that man. Like
Did Carson take one of his girls or something? Like,
gotta
it
be,
a personal
dog.
reason. Like he don't like
Like-
Carson. Like
yeah, him and
Yeah,
Dan
like-
Orlovsky, like it's real greasy shit between them behind Carson Wentz, bro. Like
Dan speak with so much.
He's cat.
for the
like-
guy to have been the
Oh my
0-16 quarterback. He was the
guy
Lions
that
quarterback.
sat behind fucking Peyton Manning not to learn shit.
Nothing.
Dan Orlovsky.
Nothing.
Fuck out of here.
He got
He
so
was
much.
supposed to be our Aaron Rodgers. Honestly. How do you sit behind one of the greatest quarterbacks and you don't learn shit? You're not
He's a
getting called.
bum.
What happens?
Aaron
He's a
Rodgers.
bum.
I think it's unfortunate for Aaron Rodgers to only have one Super Bowl, but he's partly to blame for that.
He is.
But I'll also say, because I don't, a lot of people want to point the finger at McCarthy, but I seen games in those championship games outside the Seattle NFC Championship game. Him being fucked up against Atlanta somewhat, 16.
He should have ran
Everything's
in
been
last
warranted.
year.
You should not have lost to Eli Manning that 2011 season when
No.
y'all was 15-1, bro.
Shouldn't have lost last year. He should have ran in the
He
fucking
should've
end
lost
zone.
last year.
Yeah, they
should've
shouldn't have
lost.
lost last year.
You
Now,
can make all
19, them boy got ran off the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
field by the
it was
Niners,
what it
bro.
was.
It was what it was, but last year,
Nah,
no excuses,
that-
bro.
But honestly, like, truthfully, if you want to think about Green Bay, they drafted a fucking quarterback at first round. Like,
Right.
But he had arguably the greatest season I ever seen. Arguably, fresh off of that.
Like,
Yeah.
But that's the pressure they gave him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
48
Like,
touchdowns.
But,
This is-
but was it pressure or was he already
I
like?
think it was just like, fuck y'all. Like,
I think it was
Yeah,
a fuck y'all.
Yeah, really.
I think it was a fuck y'all.
Pressure.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like, yo, y'all want to draft a quarterback?
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah,
Right.
Because
Right.
Aaron is an arrogant motherfucker.
He is.
But rightfully so,
he's
though.
a madman.
He is a fucking man. Like, this man don't even fuck with his family, bro.
He don't.
He don't.
Like,
when the wildfires happen, he ain't call his mom or nothing.
He don't
fuck with his mom and dad, bro. But I think it's some deep rooted shit within that relationship.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like Aaron always. One thing I always say about Aaron Rodgers, for me, he'll retire top 3 all time.
Oh yeah.
Like, me personally, regardless of how many more rings he don't get, because like when I look at him, he does it with so much ease.
Yeah.
It's just with so much.
And
ease.
his help has had to play to his level.
Now, I would agree with that. Like, he makes niggas better.
Yeah. Tavon Austin was the first time in his career I think he threw to a first-round draft pick wide receiver, and that was like 2 years ago.
Damn, you're right. Daunte Adams was like what, 5th, 4th?
3rd or something.
The nigga had a full team of Ted Gins, like, niggas who could not catch the ball to save their fucking life.
Made them niggas catch
that's
ball.
why I didn't like
when.
That's why I don't like with the. And I blame Greg Jennings for this too, as far as like, because Greg used to say shit like before me, it was like, no, nigga, no. You was doing your thing, but don't make it seem like you made A-Rod, bro.
No,
that man was an assassin the moment he touched down in 08.
That man was crazy.
That man was really like that.
It was written. It was gonna be that.
Yeah, it was written for him to. It was written for him to be what he was. And he put in the work. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people.
He sat them 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. And I think a lot of people get
building
babies.
up that whole time.
I think a lot of people get babies with the quarterback shit in terms of throwing them right in. But Patrick Mahomes is getting thrown in, y'all. Yeah. He did not get thrown right in. Did. He sat behind. Now for quarterbacks for 1 year, cool. I'm cool with that. But this notion that you gotta find a next dog. These are generational players. You're not finding another Patrick Mahomes.
It's not just gonna happen every year.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say about Zach Wilson. He is not Patrick Mahomes.
That's what a lot of the football media kind of like, they jaded by that shit, because it's like, all right, you got Patrick just come out of essentially nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He like that, and then you got a lot of these other quarterbacks who are you would rank them like in tiers below Pat Mahomes, but they're not Pat. So like a lot of these media people, they looking for the same thing each draft after that.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm trying to say.
They're looking to keep their job going by having somebody to talk about.
Exactly. That's what it is. And it's like,
that's why I didn't fuck with Mel Kiper's assessment of Justin Fields. And Mel is better than that, because I don't fuck with Todd McShay. But Mel Kiper, he better than that, because I never would have thought I would have had to look at him like doing some bullshit.
Yeah.
He been doing way too long. And as far as draft analysis, he's really the only one opinion I hold to a high standard.
Right. Yeah.
He's really the only one. Now, before he became a GM for the Raiders, he was cool.
Mike Mayock?
Mike
Mayock
cool.
had Deshaun Kaiser as the best quarterback that year over. I can't remember. So he was wilding. So that's white privilege for that man to get a job as a GM of the Raiders.
Outside of that, it's like Mel was the one that I held. So like, he never really had no biases when it came to a certain quarterback. Like if you was a number one, like I'll never forget Tommy Shea that Blaine Gabbert should have been over Cam for us. And I'm like,
that was wild.
I swear to God, if the Panthers say with the number one pick, the boy took fucking Blaine, because we would have been talking about Cam doing all this shit for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he definitely would have.
Yeah. Like it would have been different, but it's like, I even with Cam, I would like to see him go out on top, man.
You see they having questions about Trevor Lawrence though, right? Because he said he don't play with a chip on his shoulder. He said he don't play with a chip on his shoulder. He don't. Colin is probably the only one that I seen have an issue with that. Yeah, his father even was like he ain't. And my thing is this: he had that same attitude when he beat Bama as a true freshman. He had that same attitude when he went to another championship game against LSU. So why does it matter that he said that? He's been this chill dude the whole time. It don't make no fucking
They want him to. They trying to like groom him to be something that he's really not. Like that's just
Urban Meyer's not worried about that. Urban Meyer he already got the slip in.
Everybody don't have like this imaginary like beef with everybody.
Right,
like, when they get on the
people
field.
just love the game.
People just love the game. Like, and I've been hearing that about Trevor for a long time.
Shit,
like, he's just been a mellow dude.
Right. I like Rivals.com is one of my favorite. I look at the draft classes for every year, and I look at their tapes or whatever, and just keep it pushing, see who's gonna be who. Like, I was on what's the Clemson quarterback name? He got a Hawaiian name.
He got a Hawaiian.
But I knew about him since his junior year. Like, and that's who Trevor Lawrence was. He always was that. So why does it? It's just the story. It's just something to talk about. Well, I don't have a chip on my shoulder. There's no reason for him to have a chip on his shoulder. He was always number one.
He was always number one.
And when he wasn't super competitive, because his dad was like, his mother was a soccer player, I think, and she's the most competitive one in the family. Like, he was super not competitive when he won the championship, when he was a Heisman favorite, all that shit.
I wonder how it's like for a parent to realize like you raising a child sport prodigy. Like what?
Really?
I wonder how that shit feel, bro. Like,
Especially when you look at him on the field doing it with ease.
yeah, it's like damn, like
Bro,
our life about to be different in a few years.
Dog,
Like,
trip you out. So like my brother, you know, his son was playing. Well, his stepson at the time, he was playing football for this team, right? This is probably like 2015, 16. There is this dog got to be at least probably at that time. He was probably like, so he got to be like 12. I will be surprised. I don't know his name. If that's the same guy that I see some years from now, you talk about a kid that just naturally was cutting up a fucking football field, using it as his playground. Yeah. A lot of these boys just be having that shit.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Mo. There was a game, 3 straight plays, like, all right, scoring a touchdown, kick off the ball, he had like 3 70-yard runs. And playing with these dudes. Get off me.
Be like that.
Get off.
I used to work with a dude. I used to work with a dude that was
gonna be an animal.
My old coworker was AJ Green's basketball coach. Like when he was a kid, he was like AJ had it. He was
Mo always tell me AJ Green was like animal at basketball, bro.
Matter of fact, one of them highlights
page posted his basketball
like
shit.
AJ should have went to the NBA, bro.
Listen, shout out my boy Slaw. He was like, I used to tell AJ Green all the time, guaranteed contracts, NBA. And the guy I'm talking about, his brother play at Furman, but he was like, I always should tell him, like, you got the footwork, you got everything. This was like preteen, early teenage
One of the
years,
greatest,
bro.
like, in-person, like, basketball games I ever seen was AJ Green, bro. We were at Fort Dorchester. I tell everybody this shit, bro. Like, me and my best friend, we watched this nigga because they was down at, like, 10 at the half. Mm-hmm. And niggas was, like, because, like, the very last play before that, like, the halftime, like, buzzer went off, AJ had like a fast break, and he hung himself on a fast break dunk. And niggas on the other team on Fort, they was tripping off him, they was hanging himself.
Right,
bro. When I tell you, I watched this nigga. This like a movie. Like I watched this nigga. He watched them trip off him. He went in the locker room. They came out, and when I say the second half was completely AJ Green, that's all it was.
Everybody say that, man.
Like he's probably one of the best basketball players I've ever seen. Like
that's crazy, bro. Yeah, but the draft is in a few weeks, so we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots traded up to get Justin Fields, though. It just depends on what the Niners do. Because the Niners don't know if they're going to get Mac Jones or not. And I can't believe that's even a fucking conversation.
There was a tweet where it was Justin Fields' pro day, and he had, like, his right leg back. And the guy was like, in college, he always had his left leg back on the shotgun. Come to find out, he was like, I've noticed that Matt Ryan, before Shanahan got to Atlanta, it was the same situation. So they're thinking that Justin Fields might be going to San Francisco.
Yeah, and it's not the shit on Mac Jones. I don't think he might not be good. I just don't think he's a franchise guy. Like
I don't see he's not a third pick.
See it.
And that's fine. I don't see it. I feel like there's other guys you could have inserted.
Trey Lance could definitely be ahead of him.
I think Trey Lance got a lot of Cam in him. Like Trey Lance highlight reel is the pocket breaking and him breaking loose.
Yeah,
like that's throwing passes. He got a little Cam, little rush to him.
Mm-hmm. Josh Allen too.
Yeah, that nigga got on
for sure. So. Yeah, man, we got anything else we want to cover? Anything we missed before we get up out of here? Any music?
I'm good, man.
I see you didn't like slime language, too.
I feel like...
I heard it yet.
I fuck with it.
That shit in here. I mean, like, the first... It's like the first...
The first 6 out the gate is fire.
The first 6 out the gate fire, but then it's like...
It do kind of tail off a little bit.
A little bit, like
that. Off a lot.
Like I'm just like, what is? Like at one point, I was like, what is this that I'm listening to right now?
The first 6 is flawless.
The first 6 flawless, and then it's just like.
But that's how a lot of niggas great albums though. Like if they had a good first 6, like, all right, they gotta lose this 9 out of 10 rating I'm giving it.
Yeah.
So they barely deduct for the shitty stuff. They be like, yeah, that's just
a 22-track album.
Oh no, yeah, that's
it's not worth. I feel like the album was not worth. All these sports pages.
They got to stop with that shit.
This whole
they got to stop.
James Harden, Durant, Kyrie.
Stop letting these 19-year-olds
This is Thug Gunner and Yak Gotti on Slime.
No, it's not. Nobody had one with James by himself. What song was that?
This is Young Thug on
No, it's like no, bro.
Like stop it, man. It's okay.
Nah,
like let's save them for the classics.
Nah, it's not. It's like
it be cringe when those sports pages try to insert themselves on music shit, bro.
Like stop.
That's the impact black people got on the world right there.
Man, but they don't want to hire us. But you know,
they really don't though.
They want to hire us though. They don't want to hire us.
They rather hire fucking little Rappaport Juniors or something, man.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Like, I don't get it, man.
He called himself trying to get at me one time because I said because he did a a Wu-Tang doc. He was like, "Oh, Tribe Called Quest, you done? Boy, I don't give a fuck what it was.
You don't give a fuck
What it was,
like,
nigga. You think you can? You had
At the
such.
end of the day,
KD told you to
bro.
meet him in front of the steak spot on 17th, and you went on Undisputed, you bitch ass.
crying about your dog and shit.
Yeah.
You mad because
Whole
a
ass
black man
nigga.
laughed at you being porn in
Nah,
there.
KD definitely got in his Call of Duty online bag. He was saying some teenage white boy shit.
That man said your wife is laughing at you soon for that little bit of money.
He called him a
yeah.
pale pasty cum guzzling
While we on
bitch.
it-
Like, dog.
While you on it, dog. EDP, man, you gotta go into the jail, big dog.
Hey, man.
Can't fuck
he
with you
been
no
a
more,
weirdo,
man.
When
bro.
I woke up to that, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is
And he
this?
was 13. 13-year-old he was going to link with.
The audio message said, when he was like, I don't give a damn, she's 14, 15, 13, 1 year. Nah, I can't fuck with you. EDP,
Yeah.
I fuck with your content before this shit, but nah.
Pay
dog.
attention, these niggas. Y'all be so concerned about who paperwork say what. Look at the sex offender registry. Niggas don't be thinking there's so many weirdos out here. It's a lot of weird niggas out
That
here.
shit, nah, I can't fuck with EDP
Shit
no
weird.
more, man.
Yeah, fuck that nigga. Fuck the Eagles too. Whole NFC. As a
He is
staff
an Eagles
of record
super
label
fan.
and a
He is a
motherfucker.
super
But you
fan,
know,
though, so-
EDP a coon too, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was?
Remember them old videos he used to talk about Trump? He used to talk about Trump?
Oh, yeah.
And he just had a
It's
video.
the glasses, too, though. He wear the glasses.
And he just had a video about Daunte Wright.
He did? What did he say about Daunte?
What you think
been
he
resisting.
said? What you think he said?
I wonder if he resisted when them people came and caught his ass trying to link with a minor. Did he resist?
He was shamefully admitting everything. That's how I found out how old she was, because he was like, it says right here you went to meet a 13-year-old. He was
He
like,
was
yes.
admitting everything.
Yeah, man, it's over for that man.
Then he was in the videos like, y'all
So-
want to play people the fucking victim, but not these girls who be lying about their age. Nah, dog.
Nigga.
Nah.
Sick
Like, how you even take that type of stance? Like,
You can't fuck with EDP no more, man.
all right, bro.
Yeah, man.
Legendary moments, but yeah, nah, dog, we can't do that.
Niggas was really feeling bad for that nigga, too. Like, last year when he was talking about how he don't feel like
We talked about it.
Yeah, it's like, bro, this whole time you a fucking pervert?
You know?
Like,
And he used to make videos about like stealing bras and shit out of dryers. He used to talk about that. Like,
I
there's
used to
clips of
miss
that
them
on
videos,
YouTube,
bruh.
There's clip. He used to talk about stealing women's bras and like beating his meat into him on YouTube. I'd be like, this nigga's sick. Like,
he's an incel.
yeah,
What
he fit the mold.
Kevin Samuels would definitely tear his ass
Oh
up.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
EDP
That's light
versus
work.
Kevin Samuels?
That's
Oh
light,
my
that's light
God.
work.
No,
like,
Umar versus Kevin Samuels need to happen. He didn't throw some jabs.
No,
I
Umar
feel-
versus Derek Jackson. I mean, Derek Jackson versus Kevin Samuels.
Oh,
That
yeah.
should be
I
legendary.
feel like something like that's coming soon.
Probably.
I feel like it's
Probably.
coming soon, though.
Probably.
Because he had a little jab at him.
Yeah.
So I don't
Even if-
hold these seminars. I don't
Yeah.
got books.
Even if not Derek Jackson, a nigga of Derek Jackson's
Ooh-wee.
type is gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna talk to this nigga and blah blah blah, and go
get
up there
bodied.
and get his dumbass smoked
Yeah.
by a nigga with a man purse across his chest at the airport with a turtleneck zip up.
Hey, bro. The nigga Kevin Samuels is crazy.
That nigga hilarious, man. But he be saying uncomfortable truths. It's okay. It's all right. A lot of people never
He's
had
the
to hear
example of you don't gotta like the delivery, but take the advice.
that.
Man.
Right.
Take the advice.
And it be women that look like Bobby Smurda with eyeshadow, and they be complaining, talking about ugly niggas. But you an ugly nigga.
you are the
Yeah.
ugly nigga.
That's another thing. Like for real, I'm tired of seeing black men get they screenshot taken with this you, and it just be a person with black features. Like
Oh,
not to
yeah.
defend no man, but how
yeah.
often do you just see a like I look like a nigga that would get made fun of, big nose, big lips, gap, like all
You
that
know why?
shit.
Because
Like
we're breathing down the black man's air, all
Exactly.
the white man's air.
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
that's why
right.
they get Jay-Z.
Right.
That's why it's
you ever see a woman call Jay-Z attractive on
It's
Twitter?
only a matter of time before they get in their bag about getting that Jay-Z features too. It's only
Yeah,
a matter of time.
yeah.
Like they do it like every so often. Like and it's like, bro, like
They do, like-
that man is a regular black man. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
all the
Like,
time.
how
Like
fuck
people,
yeah,
like it be a woman saying, "I don't think Jay-Z ugly," and it be women in the comments insisting on
How did he
convincing her
get
Jay-Z.
Beyonce? Like, they cannot-
dog,
they-
relax.
that kills them that a nigga that look like Jay-Z got Beyonce.
Exactly.
Bro.
You know
Like,
why? You want to know why? Here's why. Because women feel a way that the traditionally standard ugly man can pull a bad chick, but an ugly woman by traditional standards can't pull an attractive man.
Say that again. Say it again.
I said a lot. I ain't gonna repeat it. Ain't gonna rewind it. A ugly man of traditional standards can pull a bad chick, but an ugly woman can't pull an attractive man. It just won't happen. You will not see. Really,
And to round this up, that's what Kevin Samuels brought the example about Halle Berry. Women think because they might see the thing between men and women is like he'll have that Halle Berry and he'll smash that. That doesn't automatically become his standard. And he knows that. See, with women, they'll see Future get a 1-off on like a 5 or a 6 and think,
Right.
oh, if he fuck with her,
Right.
I got a chance on it.
Right,
It don't
right,
work
right.
like that.
No,
It don't work like that, bro. It
comes down
don't
to
work
nigga,
like that.
Nigga really do have more options though. Like that's what it comes down
Yeah.
to. Like
And it sucks that it works. Sucks that way.
Stay getting on the nigga screenshot, bro.
they be mad. They whenever they want to get in this little weird little mode when they're trying to tear Jay-Z down, it's like, I don't know how Beyonce husband got her, and it's like, bro, like.
Right.
Well, they say, how does she wake up to that every morning?
They be mad at that.
Obviously, she waking up a lot because she pumping them kids out.
Tamar Braxton had a big lispy ass nigga. She look out of his league too, but they don't like that kind
Hey,
of shit.
Jay-Z
Because
said,
like I
ain't no
said,
such thing as an ugly billionaire. I'm cute. That's what Jay-Z said.
Man.
So hey, y'all can see to be Beyonce loved that nigga though, and
Yeah,
I know
man.
it's no,
They
and
love
I
him
know
to
it's genuine because the way she talk about that man and how she highlight like her family and like their kids, like I know that shit is genuine. Like she
Right.
really loved that man. So why
Right.
do y'all continuously try to be mad when Beyonce
happy.
trying to force us to look at Jay as a sex symbol? No, she's
no.
showing off her man.
Showing off her nigga like how it's supposed to be. Like
That's how it's supposed to be. She love her nigga. I'm pretty sure, dog, as much shit that Jay done did, she could have been left this man.
Jay-Z look exactly like Lena Waithe, and don't nobody say nothing about that.
Oh, they love Lena
They
Waithe.
love that Lena Waithe, dog.
Bro, man can't have a critique
She better
about
not
no
ever
woman
make
looking no
another
type of
movie.
way.
Never.
Never. Like a
Never.
nigga said the other day, oh, when you broke or when you come up and it was an Issa Rae picture.
Yeah.
And it was killing this nigga in the quotes.
You don't be ugly, you just broke.
Right,
And they-
right,
they-
right.
But you know what's so crazy? I've heard women say, not on Twitter, I've heard women say like, Issa ain't like that.
Yeah, I've heard it too.
That's true.
And I don't think it's that. That's their opinion.
Yeah.
But if a
Everybody
nigga
don't
say
find everybody
somebody
attractive.
like remember the Slick Woods time on the ZL?
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they was
man.
forcing us to love Slick Woods.
But y'all
Which we gonna leave it alone because she's sick. I hope she
yeah,
pulled through.
but I'm
Shout out
just-
to Slick Woods. But
Exactly.
yeah.
That was the thing. You can't say nobody's unattractive.
What was the thing? They was like, all right, look at a picture of Katie, and then look, they had a picture of this model with the same
Dog, it
haircut.
was so.
It was like, how come one's beautiful but the other's not?
Really though. Really.
They could pull off that haircut though. You right.
But
Because that's deemed as it's a beautiful feature on a woman.
Me, I gotta get off and rush to the barbershop after work if my
ASAP.
haircut look like that.
But there's women who got KD hair who will wear that shit just like
there's
that.
a lot.
A lot of them.
I see them in the barbershop.
They
It's
just
a lot.
put on eyeshadow and they put on a choker. So,
Yeah, they
so
put
you
some,
don't think
they put some
ugly
weird
no
shit
more.
on to throw it off. It's like,
No, see, he tired of that shit.
Try that shit, man.
they get passes, bro.
All the time, bro. Like really, like why do you ever really see some of these viral tweets and you click on the app and you be like, dog, you are hideous. It's one chick right now. She looked like I can't think of the actor name. He killed his wife. His name Michael Jace, I think. He played in that Michael Jordan movie. He had like a bullshit Bulls jersey on.
Oh,
Dog,
yeah.
It's a chick
The
that looked like
UPN
him.
Jordan one.
Yeah, it's a chick that looked like him on Twitter. I'm gonna show y'all once we cut this off, and y'all gonna laugh because y'all gonna know I'm telling the truth. And nobody say nothing. They just get bigged up for it. And that's their fault. Twitter sisterhood boosted up some confidences that shouldn't be had. Sorry. It is what it is.
I feel like a lot of niggas. It's a lot of niggas who don't care about that shit, and they the ones who always begin. Is this you?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like what needs to happen. There needs to be some restorative order. Like you know what I'm saying. Like it really do. Like I really be feeling like that. Like
They be having the game fucked
that's
up.
why when I go hard on certain shit, I stand on it. You know what I'm saying.
Right,
Nobody
right.
can be like, I said some shit and deleted a tweet or some shit like.
They always want to come at a nigga mama or baby mama.
Yeah, I thought
I
y'all
be
love
saying that
women.
too. I be like,
I thought
bro,
y'all
like,
love women.
What does that mean?
like, bro, like you want to bring my mama really fuck you up though.
My mother
like,
would beat the shit out of y'all.
like,
My mother would beat the shit out of one of y'all.
beat the
dog.
shit out of you, like
You
so
comparing,
rap.
you comparing 55-plus-year-old women to you. You
Dog.
23.
Yeah, you 23.
My mother will
mama
drag
be
you
50,
across
my
the
mama
parking
52
lot.
this year.
Like,
You
bro,
know what I'm saying?
I could pull up some pictures of my mom in her prime.
Word,
Like, it's nothing. Like,
and
my
if y'all
mom at
tryna- if y'all trying to take it, then my mama whoop your ass.
mother will beat the shit
my
out
mama
one of these
beat the
hoes.
shit out of you.
Yeah.
Like, my mom is from downtown.
Right.
That's just a sad angle to use when it comes to shit like that. Especially when the weight topic come up. It's like,
First
bro,
off-
like you 23 with that, and you know you should be doing better. That be the thing. Like, and it's okay if you embrace it, but don't try to make this shit like a standard that men gotta accept.
And
bro.
don't be
I
like-
don't have to be with you.
Don't be like, is your mother too fat? I don't want to fuck her.
Yeah.
And I like fat women. I don't care. I'm just saying.
Let's,
for anybody-
let's
I don't
talk,
fuck my
let's
mother,
talk
dog.
about your dad that can't pay for this half of the
Exactly.
wedding that you want.
Right.
If we going by traditional
standards.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
your dad that can't
Yeah.
pay for half this wedding.
I
Bro,
gave
it's
that
never
nigga
been a
$2
time-
outside the gas station.
It's
a
never
second
been a
ago.
time I seen a nigga cut up a girl dad. Or
Yeah,
what your daddy
never,
look like.
Never. Never.
Like, what type of weirdo shit is that? You talking about niggas, oh, your mama...
Or they want to talk about mommy issues and stuff like that. What about your father? What about your father issues, man?
What about your pops?
Let's get into that.
Let's get into it.
What Trey Rag said? What you trying to get into?
What about that shit be handing her? Because that one nigga who had that tweet, boy, that shit had about 5,000 quotes.
When he's like, women, do they ever say I'm too big or whatever?
No, when he said, I don't like dealing with fathers, that's why I don't date that's why I date black women.
Oh yeah.
I was like, God damn, nigga.
That wasn't.
That was out of pocket.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
That's out of pocket.
Yeah, that nigga was out of pocket, bro.
He
Like,
was out of pocket.
But that, that's the funny thing about. Don't do that.
No, that shit was out of pocket for real.
Don't do that.
That nigga was wilding, bro.
He was wild.
Shout out
But
to
a
my father-in-law,
nigga said
Robert.
one time about this, like he commented on this girl's weight. They went and found the picture of this man's mom's.
Nigga mother, I remember that.
And they posted this shit. I'm like, bro, this man mom like
I
55,
thought
bro.
it was about sisterhood.
It was protect black women until then.
Yeah. What about that shit? His mother, it was Easter in '98. What that got to do with this now? Why you taking that picture? That's out of pocket.
That man said, "Hey, my mom she's still getting taken care of to this day." What y'all talking about? Like,
Mother beat the shit out of one of these.
Well, that's what I be saying. Like when,
I especially don't give a fuck about ones who getting slutted out by the pink man. So
the pink man.
this one chick, they got on the chick yesterday. Like
in the passenger seat.
She had posted a picture with her zaddy, and she was saying how
because she tried to call a nigga broke.
She tried to call the Forex nigga on Twitter broke.
And she was like, and niggas was like, bro, like you have cigarette burns on your arm, but clearly like this nigga's he's kinking you out. Like, right. So. What we talking about? Like you letting this pink man kink you out?
They be lying about what they don't got to do. Let me tell you something, man. They be doing it.
Oh,
they be doing it. They be doing
shit,
it.
they don't even got to go to Dubai no more. They get shitted on in the States.
Yeah,
so.
they go to Orange Grove Road, West Africa, find a nigga.
You get shitted on without getting a stamp on your passport. Right. So
like, man, you in Fort Lauderdale? You did what for that? Fort Lauderdale, damn, that's crazy. That's wild, man. Fort Lauderdale. Not even. You ain't even in Coral Gables, man. Fort Lauderdale, dude.
Not even Key West.
You jerked them off in the Oldsmobile with the engine light. Crazy out here, man. Crazy. Y'all laughing? That's how that shit be, dog.
That's why this shit's so fucking
like
funny.
Everybody, like y'all talking about having sugar daddies. You got a nigga getting $1,600 in veteran benefits. That's who. His house paid for because it's air property. Stop it.
Don't talk that shit,
really though. Like we being honest about it. Just like niggas talking about having hoes in a single ugly hoe. Like you getting tricked on by a nigga getting $3,000 a month for vet benefits, dog. Like that's okay. That's okay. You getting a nigga got $36,000 a year and you getting 8 of it. Salute to you. Shout out to you, man. But like,
they get on the timeline and talk crazy.
Don't act like Jeff Bezos gave you the routing number, my nigga. Don't act like you got. You know what I'm saying? That's not your sugar daddy. That's not him.
Oh my god, bro! It be some Clint Eastwood nigga doing them foul.
Really?
Like I had this to be.
Really?
I don't know.
I've seen it look, man, I work in the car business, dog. I've seen some of these sugar daddies come in to cosign, and it don't be the niggas they try to say, oh, I let him do something. It be a nigga with a oxygen tank. Like really, real rap. That's who it be.
And he be wanting the hand job.
I've been on test drives and picked up the cosigner, and I'd be like, no way, this the nigga you was telling me about. Like, dog, he don't even got a doorbell. Real rap. I'm barely laughing. This is all facts, man. This is how it be. They make that shit glamorous, dog. That man was on the way to CVS, man. He was on the way to see she in the passenger seat because he can't read the machine when he swipes his debit card. His pin is 2222. He be hitting 555. He needed you. That was it.
That shit look upside down. That nigga.
He dyslexic and for 70 years it never got fixed. That's the nigga you bragging about.
Hey, real talk though, this nigga beef hilarious like this on the TL all the time. This nigga is one of the funniest motherfuckers on the timeline, bro. If not the funniest motherfucker on the timeline. So y'all don't know, this nigga Jorden he give it up like this on the TL too.
And this don't be like I said,
it be all facts. He don't be trying to be funny.
I've ever had, I've seen the real world. Selling cars, I deal with people who have money. I deal with people who have shit. Like I tell Mike all the time, like, dude, I seen people on party flyers who can't come up with an extra $500 down payment. I see this shit.
Yeah.
I showed him. Look, I left the car business before. I was working at the pawn shop part time. I've seen niggas pawning their guns. Dog. I've seen niggas bringing in girls to buy them guns. I've seen all of this shit that people don't. I've seen it. I know the real world. That's why I be talking. I've seen these couples. I'm married. Shout out to my black father-in-law, Robert. You know what I'm saying? He's sick. I hope he pulled through. You're a good dude. But yeah, everything this all true, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to We the Messengers podcast.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, man, we can end on that note right there. That was a banger.
I'll be back.
No, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be back.
For sure, man. You always welcome. Always welcome.
If you just heard that legendary rant and you feel some type of way, always remember
We're just the messengers.
Just the messengers.